Please, the show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Ooh, what the hell? What is he doing?
Ruben, you're not giving us a good look right now. We got two very special guests in the waiting room, and that they can't even see you. You're just blurry. No. Okay. Well, anyway, since Ruben is being Ruben, I'll take it away then. Welcome to episode 13 of Figure Frenzy. We are going to be discussing later on in the show with Australian legends, I guess we can call them, right? Just looking at their faces, seeing if there's any weird looks on their face. No, okay, must be all good. Chris and James from Figs Down Under. They're going to join us later on in the show to discuss the Ultimates. We have a bit of a tier list to go through, so it should be interesting, especially since I heard James's favorite is Shinsuke Nakamura. So that should be interesting because I don't think any of us like that one, right?
What are you talking about? Where did you get that idea from?
Top of my list to buy.
Okay. What was that, sorry?
It's top of my list for buying it. That's the best one out there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, on that note, we have Ruben, Mr. Rob Fuchs, we have Alex, Mr. Gibson, $1 Million Man, and myself, Matt. Cool. Shall we get into this? It should be a pretty smooth, well, not so much smooth, there's never a smooth show, but it should be a quick show tonight, on paper anyway, because there's not much news. So getting right into it, I guess, Alex actually blew my mind when he sent this one to the chat. I didn't think it was going to hit ringside. Mr. Jay White is coming to Ringside Collectibles, so it's a bit easier to get for us down here because, off memory, I don't think they were shipping down to New Zealand. So yeah, this is great for people who want it.
What company is this? I actually have no idea of what.
I believe Sheller.
Nice.
I hope I'm right.
Very nice.
Sheller.
Cheller Toys.
I really hope I'm right. And then we have a variant. I can't remember which is which. But we have variants. Is that up on the screen? There we go. Man. So
Very
we got
nice.
black and red. And Mr. Amos, I don't think it's just Ruben right now. It's me as well.
Exactly.
I can't even see what's on my screen.
Lead by example, right, Bret?
Cool. Anything
You're a
else
big
you want to say about that one?
You're a big Jay White mark, aren't you? So what do you think of this?
I wouldn't say a Jay White mark. I follow him because he's a New Zealander. But yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's a cool figure. There's not much going on, but it's a cool figure. I might get it depending on what price Ringside puts it up at the end, because we all know they put it up a considerable amount. So yeah, what's that coin? Does Rub and professional belong in the same sentence? I don't know.
Shots fired.
Shala, we are right. And what's up, Waiheke?
Of course it does. If you don't put professional in the same sentence as A.B. Figs, then you're delusional.
Well, just to put this out there, I was when I was looking at this the other day, and Matt knows this now, but my wife actually went to school with Jay White. So
What?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
No
gonna
way.
try put some feelers out and see if we might be able to get couple of these signed.
Yo.
All
We'll
I'm
see.
gonna say is unless are we allowed to say her name on this?
Nah. Just say the wife. Just the missus.
Unless wife was best friends with him, I wouldn't like the chances because he is way too big time. He doesn't even do meet and greets with people now.
No, they're still friends on Facebook. So
Okay. Oh, dude, that's a start. I'll slide into the DMs for us all, Alex.
we'll give it a crack anyway. We'll see what happens. He might be too big now.
Yeah. Sweet. Carrying on with the style of figure. This was announced recently. You probably know a bit more about this than us, Alex, being kind of in the circle.
Bret. Alex lives a very private life. Well,
Yes.
anyway,
Yes.
Raven, this will be mean. I'm quite looking forward to this actually. I don't know if you've got the 2-pack for Cardona and Nick Gage as well.
I do. I'm prepared.
Those this whole set that he's putting out is just going to be awesome. I think.
Do you want that up now?
Up to
You're
you.
getting too far ahead of yourself, Alex.
Yeah, I know. Raven, I was like, oh yeah. Like Raven, I was like, cool. But Cardona and Nick Gage 2-packs mean. So it's just cool that he's got a broken light tube. Nick Gage.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but Nick Gage is coming out as a single as well, right? But this Cardona is only coming out in a 2-pack.
I don't know. To be fair, I haven't really followed it. So I don't know whether this will come out just as a 2-pack or Gage will come out separately, or you know what I mean?
The reason I'm asking is because unless he's giving 2 heads, that's a different head to this one.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. One could be coming out. The one by itself could be coming out as a single, and then the other one could be coming out as a 2-pack. I don't know. To be honest, I haven't followed it.
Yeah,
the
world is zombies oyster when it comes to this line. He can do whatever he wants, and it's going to sell.
Well, all we know is the collectors win with this, whether it's a single or a 2-pack.
Yeah,
so many options.
Yeah.
What I'll be
100%.
interested is to see the packaging for a 2-pack, because like we all know what the packaging is for a single. So it'd be interesting to see what what it looks like as a 2-pack.
I think it would continue with the paying homage to the Hasbros, right? And it would be similar to like the Bushwhacker 2-pack.
Yeah, I see what Bret's saying. Not into having a Gage fig or hardcore Cardona, but I guess Zombie, like he said, he's tapping into every market at the moment. So you've got Raven, who's old school, which is like what Bret likes, and then today you'll have people that like are just marks for Cardona, and there's people that will love GCW. So he's tapping into 3 current different types of markets. So,
and I mean, to be honest,
sort of. Oh, sorry to interrupt. Are these sort of the first current style of the retro figures that Zombie's doing? That Gage and Cardona, the first current.
Nah,
well, he did Myers and Cardona in the first series.
Shows what I know.
With this Raven, is that shirt around the waist going to be soft goods and maybe the jacket, or is it all molded? Do you know any of this?
I think the one around the waist.
No, you can see it on the piece of paper. It says cloth for the shirt.
I can't read it. I'm blind.
Yeah, so the one around his waist is soft goods.
Yeah.
The top jacket I actually don't know. It just says it's a leather jacket. So I guess we'll wait and see.
It's gonna be very hard to make into a cloth and make it look good for that size.
Yeah.
My opinion.
Yeah. Zombie's also trying to get the rights for that original shirt right before he goes down the parody route.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
I know. Saw that either on Instagram or Facebook from the man himself. So
I know he's planning. He's planning to try and do a zombie style retro ring. I know that much as well.
Yeah, it'll be very cool. It'll be very cool. Yeah, I'm amazed with the ECW ones that he's kind of gone for already. Like he's gone in straight away and covered all the bases. Now this Raven, it might be WCW. I'm gonna do full disclosure. I don't know the difference at the moment, so I'm just gonna put that out there. It should be sweet either way.
Yeah, it'll be
Cool.
mean. So,
Anything else on Heels and Faces, or should we carry on with the show?
no, we can carry on. It's all good.
Sweet. All right. Keeping it with the old school, it's quite funny that we have the old school collectors joining us on a bit of an old school themed news month. We have Owen Hart. I don't think anyone could have predicted this happening.
Certainly
No.
didn't. Not me.
No,
And if you say you predicted it, you're talking shit.
pretty much.
Because
Right.
this was at the back of everybody's mind. Everyone had accepted that this was never going to happen.
Right.
So full disclosure for anyone that's out of the loop, these aren't the official images. These are images made by the guy in the bottom left. I think it says Adam Rich's art. Socials are down in the bottom left anyway there. He made these concepts and sent it to the Owen Hart Foundation before Jazzwares got into it. Still cool nonetheless. It gives you an idea of what could be made.
Right. It'd be interesting to see what the rights, if there's any rights issues, or if all attires are on the table, whether or not there's things about not being able to use WWE attires. It's going to be very interesting.
One thing that the reason I'm showing these ones here, I'll talk about that more soon. But one of the things that 3XR brought up is, how do you copyright a heart?
Good point. Good point.
Because I get that he's got the as a lightning bolt going through the heart, but you just slap a pink heart on there. No one's going to be mad because they'll understand.
I think just getting an Owen Hart figure in 2021 is going to make all of us happy. Or 2022,
Yeah.
whatever. Just,
Exactly.
wow.
Quick question for everyone. What do you reckon the best sale model for this is going to be? Because obviously a lot of people are going to want this.
Yeah,
And-
leave a comment. Who wants this? Who's going to buy it when it comes out?
As like Brett said, Martha will be running out of money by now. That's probably true as well.
Yeah. Cool. Keeping it old school, but in the new school focus, we have wrestling buddies. Now, they're not exactly like the old school ones, right, Alex?
No, they're smaller. They're much smaller, and these are talking ones. So
Yeah.
if
So,
I, if
An old
If I wa-
school, a new school take on something old school, I guess.
yeah, they're like, I think they're like the Jack's buddies. I think they are. They're like a lot smaller.
That makes
than
sense.
So Dion, I'll buy him for sure. Well, Dion buys
I'm
everything.
sure you will, Dion.
So, you gotta have.
Is he on an
Gotta have-
AEW clip there? Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
didn't know. Yeah, didn't know that.
Yeah, I thought he was WCW. So this is what the back of the boxes look like. I didn't get an image of the back of every single box because they all look the exact same, just with a different buddy. So yeah, we got Luchasaurus, we got Darby, we got
That's pretty
Kenny,
cool.
and we got Cody. If you guys want to talk about any of these, let me know and I can bring it back up.
Darby's going to be a hot seller, I reckon. He's going to be very
Yeah.
popular. If I'm going to guess.
anything with Darby on it, it's going to be money.
Oh yeah.
It'll be
But,
interesting to hear the talking features on each one. Like we've heard the talking feature on the Cody one because he did that on an Instagram post. But yeah,
I can see it. And did you guys see the comments? Oh, we exposed you, Ruben. You're eating. Did you guys see the thing floating around today of this Cody looking like the guy of the American top team that's on AEW right now? I can't remember
Oh,
his
Dan
name.
Lambert.
That's the one.
no, I didn't see that actually.
Side by side, it's pretty accurate.
They definitely made Cody look a little bit more of age than he actually is.
Yeah, I think they gave him too many definition lines.
You wait till they bring out a CM Punk and an Adam Cole and a Daniel Bryan or a Bryan Danielson buddy.
Oh man.
At the moment, what's the saying? AEW is just a license to print money, basically. Like,
Pretty much.
it's ridiculous.
You wait till
but
Bray,
yeah.
Bray Wyatt. You wait till Bray Wyatt and Kevin Owens turn up in AEW.
I really hope Bray Wyatt doesn't, to be honest. Especially if he's going to do the Fiend type stuff. I really hope he doesn't.
He could be the leader of the Dark Order, in my opinion. He could be a good leader.
He could. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, it's one of those things I think once it happens, I'll be happy with it. But just thinking about it beforehand, I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I want that.
We'll see.
But yeah, these are available now to pre-order off of Ringside Collectibles. You'd think we had a sponsorship by them, but no, we don't. AEW Unmatched Series 2. These have gone up for pre-order as well. I have ordered one Sting, and I'll get the rest later. Have you guys ordered anything?
No, I haven't, to be fair.
I'm a cheapskate. I'm waiting for them to come to New Zealand. Next year.
Have we got any word if this is able to come to New Zealand yet?
No, I haven't heard anything from Logan yet. He's still trying. So,
Bret, that's because that attire, he didn't have the neck tattoo yet.
Well, that's his Double or Nothing 2019 attire, isn't it?
Something like that, yeah.
I think also...
It's when he broke the throne.
I think what's his name from the Melbourne? What's the Melbourne shop called? I need the Aussie boys on here.
Collectibles.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Go figure.
Yeah.
I know there's been a lot of questions to their owner about whether they're going to get this in, but I haven't seen any responses yet. So
yeah, I'm sure James and Chris will tell us a bit more later on about Go Figure Collectibles if you guys want to hear about them.
Definitely.
Cool. And then just for a bit of fun here, you know, Mr. Underfaker turned up in AEW this week.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
I know.
Jeez,
What
what
the
a
hell?
talent on hand.
I mean, you guys say I get bored. Bret must have been pretty bored to go and do this.
you can tell that the hairdressers have been closed for the Underfaker for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Let's go get
At
a
least
perm.
he's got nice big biceps, though. You just can't see it on the picture.
But the reason I wanted to show that is because we haven't actually drawn this yet. So I'll do that at some point this week because I'm just being slack, to be fair. These have started to ship out this week if anyone did get them.
It's painful just looking at it. Oh.
Pretty sure it's just you and Nicholas, wouldn't it?
Did Nicholas get these?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just presuming he does because he gets everything else.
Yeah, I don't know.
What about the awesome support?
Wrestling cards, Waiheke. You mean like this one? No. Get that off the screen. Yeah, no, it's all just conceptual at the moment, Waiheke. I'm bored. We're at what week are we at, Alex?
7, something like that.
7. So I'm bored. I can't go back to work or play basketball until level 1, so I'm bored.
So he might get back to
I've
work
already
after
had 3
Christmas.
weeks back in class. Jesus.
Yeah, but you live in like the middle of New Zealand in like the small little hole that doesn't get COVID.
Yeah, I don't live in filthy old Auckland. That's what you're trying to say, right?
That's right. When Man U decides to tour Auckland and you have to come here, we'll see who's laughing.
Yeah.
Oh, someone got slaughter. Jeremy got slaughter. Good work. Did you get 1 or did you get 2? How many did you get?
There we go.
I know Matt got 2. So if you get a black one, I'm going to come around. I'm going to break in and steal it.
I'll be hiding it if I get it.
And Matt, I know where you live.
Story about that early wake up call, Alex.
Yeah. Yep. I missed out. So you know where he lives, Ruben, but it'll take you 10 days to get there with your driving.
10. Jeez, and the rest. Bloody manor over here. People's getting flat mat, glue tex, and sell them off. We'll see.
Matt got some heat on Twitter about his tacked ball from a certain individual.
That's all right. He's an idiot. Anyway, something else that happened in the last month.
It's the Alpha Elite Charlie Roberts here, stuck in the garage gym still, not tanned, lockdown beard in full effect, but I want to come to you guys today with a special announcement that my New Zealand Wrestling Collectibles pin is now available for pre-order. Now there's only 50 of these that are going to be available, 30 in that classic orange and white look, and then 20 in a special edition purple and green look. So if you want to get yours today, and I suggest you get in there real quick, because these are going to sell out, go to NewZealandWrestlingPins.BigCartel.com. Much love, guys, and I hope to be back in front of you guys real soon.
So the main reason I selfishly wanted to show that is because I've been sick of trying to explain it to people through text on what it means by the variant. So essentially, this is the main pin. Okay, so everybody who orders is going to be getting this orange pin, but 20 people will have the chance of, instead of getting the orange pin, getting the purple pin. Does that make sense now?
So it's a chase pin.
Essentially, yes.
That's what you should have.
Essentially, yes.
Sort
So
of
think
variant.
of WWE
Chase.
Elite in the collector's edition. You get the normal figures, and you get the chance at a different figure.
I would love to see all the top figure on that wall just fall off and take them all off the wall right now.
It would be kind of funny.
Yeah. Just
But,
like one of
if anyone
just
has
like one
any
of
questions,
There was
one
a
of the-
wasp in my room, so I had to take care of it.
yeah. I just hope
wasp.
I hope one of those pins comes loose and like one of the figures just goes dun 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 dun.
Been there, done that.
that's
It's not
that's
fun.
the best way to say it. Amos, randomly packed.
No,
Yeah,
very
You could get
exciting.
orange. You could get orange. You could get purple. You have a higher chance of getting orange. Due
So-
to it being 30-20.
Would you put a chase sticker on it like this?
Nah.
Just sitting here and I was like, oh, chase sticker.
Nah.
It's only worth
But
they're only
I
selling
guess.
they're only selling for $500 US on eBay right now.
Yeah, I told him he's nuts if he didn't sell that. Like, ridiculous.
Yeah. Crazy.
So,
No, that's awesome. No,
shall we
that's
move
so awesome.
into... Sorry.
Oh, sorry, I was just saying that the Charlie Roberts. So I was taking care of the wasp when the Charlie Roberts thing was
Oh.
going on. But that is seriously awesome. The start of Jono and Ben Good Sports, by the way.
Yeah. Hey, have we got a picture of that, Matt? Of somebody being
No,
on
I
there?
actually didn't. I didn't. I was thinking about it this morning and then I forgot.
I actually saw Brock Lesnar's biggest fan in the background.
Wait, Brock Lesnar?
Yeah, Brock Lesnar's big.
Fuck Brock Lesnar. Fuck Brock Lesnar.
Oh,
I
that's
did not
so
know
good.
that you did this. I had no
Oh.
idea about this. That's brilliant.
I didn't.
I knew you'd say Brock
didn't.
Lesnar at some point.
I didn't even know about that, but that's funny because yeah, I saw Jan on TV as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
And you saw Mitchell, who obviously missed
Yeah.
the beginning of the show, where I said it's all conceptual right now, Mitchell. They're not actual things yet. I don't know. We'll see. See if people want it.
We'll get there.
Yeah, one day, maybe in like 2 years when Ruben finally finishes his custom. I won't
2
say
years.
anymore,
I
'cause
think
don't know if
you're being a
anything's
bit
public.
kind.
Sweet. So shall we move into recent pickups if you guys have anything? And I'm gonna ask our guests, just nod your head up and down if you have anything that you want to show if you picked up in since your last show week, 2 weeks. It's up
James-
to you guys.
James Bryce created Hasbro's like we buy bottles of milk, so you should have plenty to show.
Well, they cracked a smile with that one. So I guess we'll quickly show what we picked up in the last month, and then we'll bring the gifts in.
That guy is the $1 Million Man of Australia.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I'm not a t-shirt collector, but I decided to invest in something. I've been wanting it ever since it came out. I could not resist the hype.
I heard
Being
this was
fun.
made. I heard this was made at Warehouse Stationery. Oh, not that shirt. The other one.
Bootleg. I have no idea what you're talking about. This right
who said
here.
bootleg?
Yeah, who's the bootleg?
How dare you mention bootleg on the figure show? Yeah. This is high in demand right now, I believe. So glad I got it.
Damn.
Also-
I just saw mine with a
Got
basic figure for $30.
That's no big deal, but got that
Oh,
too.
that's a bootleg shirt. That is.
What
Why
are you
would you get
talking
something
about?
that Susie
Where
were
did
there
you
when
get
you
that
weren't there,
information from? This is legit. I was there.
I thought you made that on like Microsoft Paint and just send it to the warehouse stationery custom T-shirt shop.
Mitchell, what do you reckon about this trading card? Would you get this one?
Oh fuck off! Jesus, you'd have to fake the signature on that. You actually made the photo. You actually made it worse than the actual logo photo too. Jesus.
I know. I stretched your head a bit too much. I just noticed, but I was in a rush.
My wife would probably say you don't need to make my head any bigger than it already is. So.
All right. Have you guys picked anything up in the last month?
I'm trying to find something. Hold on, I'll get something down.
Alex has plenty.
That Jeff Hardy there.
Oh yeah, you showed us it just before, kind of, when everyone wasn't paying attention.
Oh well.
Yeah, it's a good figure though. What do you think of it now that you have it in person?
Accuracy wise, you know, I don't know if you knew this or not, but I kind of like accuracy on figures. The chase
Really?
variant is more accurate than the regular.
Yeah.
It does not have the back tattoo because he didn't have it at the time, but the actual attire and the armbands and everything, it's slightly more accurate. They're both fantastic, but Jesus.
Yeah. Unfortunately, with Jeff Hardy figures, you're probably never going to get really an accurate one because they don't want to have to do all the painting for it.
Oh, all good. All good.
Alex, what have you picked up?
I picked up
Mitchell
something.
likes your card, by the way.
Oh, that's good. At least someone would waste money on buying it. Not I wouldn't. I wouldn't even have it for free. So these came out a while back, like 2 months ago, and Matt was like, "These look stupid," and because I buy stupid things, I bought
just
these.
clicked it to what they are.
I bought these cool little. They're like a Funko product. Like,
Do you want the full screen here, Alex?
they're like $12
Let's give you
each.
full screen.
So you can get like Andre. Got Andre.
How do I give
So
you full screen here? Hang on, let's give him this full screen. There you go. Show it off.
actually, James will love these because these are all retro characters. So you've got the Warrior. You've got Andre. So I don't know why I bought these, but I wasted money on them. And then we got Macho Man
At least you're admitting that it's wasted now.
and Stone Cold. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna like rip them open and give them to my little man. So I wasted money
all
on.
jokes aside, I do love all the stupid shit that you get because it is cool to see it because I'd never see it otherwise.
What pissed me off the other day is I went on eBay the other morning and there was a Hulk Hogan zombie gnome that I need on there, so I bought it. And then the guy was like, "Oh, sorry, my brother wants to keep it." So
Apparently I'm the stupid one.
Yeah, apparently you're the stupid one. People love this. Oh, this is.
Yeah.
I'm stoked with this now.
You finally found something obscure and silly looking that everyone else likes.
Yeah.
That actually, yeah. I was making a funny face, but they really would suit your collection, or your little one's collection. That'd be a nice start.
Yeah. So let's see if I can. I'll see if I can open one. We'll do a random unboxing all of a sudden.
Oh, should we bring Ruben?
No, you don't. I'll pay for shipping.
They sit on a little platform, so not too bad. Different.
They're quite cool. Can you
Yeah.
take them off?
Yep.
Oh, nice, cool.
So
It's actually pretty cool.
yeah, I
What
buy
up, Mark?
random.
Welcome to the show. I don't think we've seen you here before. It's probably because of the Chris and James connection we have here tonight. What do we think of the new Undertaker and Kane Ultimates coming out?
Oh, well,
We'll get into that soon, right?
we'll get into
We're
that.
getting
Well,
there very soon.
Yeah.
All right, I'll steamroll the rest of this. So I got the Amazon Roman Reigns Funko. So
Didn't realize it was
Prob-
out.
problem with this is Mighty Ape have just told me that my next 7 are ready for pickup.
Oh no.
So I actually, both you boys know that the shelf that's over here, I now have to go up a whole nother tier. So I'm going to have to.
That's why I said, oh no.
I have to rearrange the whole shelf. I also bought another 4 off eBay this morning because I'm missing some of the stickered variants or the stickered. Because my whole collection, hence the reason I get this from Amazon, it has a sticker. So my whole collection has the actual stickers, the proper stickers on them. So I got that. And then the only other thing that's actually where's my Ric Flair Funko? It's actually sitting up here, Brett. We've been on level 3. You can't leave your house, Brett. So I'm a law-abiding citizen, unlike yourself. You know.
Yeah, we're saving it for the once a year catch up that we seem to have.
Yeah, I've also got Mitchell's one too, but Mitchell's are different.
Yeah. And you've also got Ricardo's, Sheamus, and who won Rhea.
Yeah, well, we can.
Oh, that's another thing. We haven't even done the edge yet, have we?
No, I have to think about that. Yes. So, and then the only other thing is I bought.
You bastard!
It was the last one of the signed major boys to get. So I've now got Brian, Matt, and Smart Mark. I don't have Spoggle though, but he's not really a major one. So
how much did you get Smart Mark for?
I think I paid like $50 US for it, so it wasn't too bad. I got out of the group.
Yeah, what's that, like $20 above what it sold for anyway?
He sold them for 35, I think. So $15 dear. So I like the
sweet.
There's a few popping
Good
up
score.
now, so
Good
I am
score.
full up on the major micro brawlers again. I'm not missing a single one. I've lost money on that now after Dark Side of the Ring.
All we can say is, aren't we fortunate that the Ric Flair Ultimate came out already, like a few months ago? So we at least have that.
Yeah.
He didn't pick Bret. What are you talking about? You didn't pick Rick. You picked Bret. So you took Bret
that's
Hart,
right. Bret.
and Mitchell took Ric Flair. So you haven't lost money. So it's all right. I know you're getting a bit old and your memory's going. So I'll let you pass on that one.
All right. Ruben, putting you on the spot here. Do you want to introduce our guests to the stream?
Sure. From down under or to our left, technically, in our part of the world.
Dirty Australians.
Well, he said it, not me, so don't get angry at me. But we have from Australia, Chris and James.
Woo!
Oh, he didn't. So you did a big song and dance for Brock Lesnar's bloody T-shirt, but you couldn't do an intro for them. You had 6 weeks.
When I'm the only one doing all the editing, I didn't have time.
What do you mean you didn't have time?
Entrance music.
Yeah, you had 6 weeks of lockdown.
Well, fine then. They can have Brock Lesnar's entrance. No.
I think something to the Land Down Under tune would be good.
Yeah, that would have been okay.
Chris, I heard you got some pretty good vocals. Do you want to sing yourself in instead?
Chris has got some
later on. Maybe we'll see how we go. Remember, it's night time in New Zealand, but in Australia, it's the afternoon. Haven't had enough beer yet to be singing live on Facebook. There we go.
All right, now you turn it off before you get copyrighted.
Yeah, okay.
What's going on, guys?
Brad's here for his beautiful
what's
face.
What's going on this side of the world?
Out of lockdown where I am. It's been good.
I'm living the dream. We just had the AFL Grand Final here in Perth. Because we couldn't beat the All Blacks at rugby, we decided we'd just focus on AFL.
And how'd that go for you?
Actually, the area I teach in, I'm a teacher if you don't know that, and we have a lot of New Zealand kids in our that suburb because there's a big high school there has a major rugby program. So a lot of the families, when they move to West Australia, they move their kids to that area for rugby. Something you learn very quickly is even if they were born in Australia and have grown up as Aussies, you say to them, oh, if you ever became a superstar and you wanted to play rugby for the national team, would you play for the Wallabies or the All Blacks? And not one of them has ever said Wallabies. So, we just need to know we know our place.
Yeah.
There's a few of the current Wallabies that are New Zealanders anyway, so we're taking over. It's okay.
It's pretty much that's how we recruit.
Yeah,
That's very
it seems to
true.
be like that across all kind of codes, right? It doesn't matter where they're from, as long as they're in Aussie, well, you'll take them.
Oh, and I deliberately left alone the underarm bowling comment from earlier, so we won't bring that up today.
Sorry, you're still better at cricket.
Yeah. Anyway,
Chris Maddock is our local racist over here in Australia. We go to him for racial jokes and slurs. Chris is my
Hello.
man.
My name is Alex. I'm New Zealand racist as well.
just killing them on the spot. Show's over, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.
So just to put you guys on the spot real quick, for those of our viewers that may not know who you guys are, do you just want to maybe introduce yourself and what you kind of collect?
Sure. Who do you want to go first?
Any money, Mo, Chris, off you go.
Oh, done.
Yeah.
My name's Chris Maddock, long-time collector. Mainly probably the last 5 years have been stepping up my collection from being things from my childhood to now having pretty much all the things I wanted from my childhood. And focused mainly on WWF Hasbro figures and have a pretty strong collection of elites and ultimates now as well. I like my figures out of the box, don't like them left in, and probably have moved away from the mint on card Hasbros as well, which at one point I had 80 of them, and now I think I've got 6. So it's you love the figures, love collecting, love the communities, and admin over on the Asylum, which I've shared this video too, which is a big American group. Great guys over there.
Some very cool signings.
James and I started the Figs Down Under page, and obviously now we've got the Wrestling with Figs podcast as well. So, what about you, James?
Yeah, James here. Wrestling with Figs podcast. Get your tees. WrestlingWithFigs.com.
Shameless promotion.
Yeah,
So good.
shameless
So
promotion.
good at a
Unashamed.
building site.
So for me, I've been collecting on and off for a very, very long time. Hasbro's hold a very, very special place in my heart, as do I guess many of our members, and it's great to see some of our younger members getting into the Hasbro game as well. It's just I don't know. I think overall I'm just addicted to nostalgia. I think life's pretty busy, life's hard, especially when I'm 41 now, so wife and 2 boys. Life's busy, so sometimes it's good to just reflect on the cool shit and the easier times when you were a kid, So it just takes you back to a special place. I think it's important as humans we don't lose that. It's I don't know. It's just a nice thing to do, and I think that it's been happening for decades, and it's just our turn. As I said, in my 40s, it's look, I truly I've got to apologise. Coming out of lockdown. I've been at the pub watching the Alexander Volkanov fight for the last couple of hours. So I've had about 4 schooners.
Yeah.
I haven't had schooners for a long time, so probably a bit slow. That's okay.
That's all right. I'll catch up with you. Let me finish this one.
Yeah.
And just notice that Matt there drinking from his FDU stubby holder. I like to see that.
Nice.
too.
It sure is. Every
Nice,
show, because we haven't got a Wrestling Collectibles New Zealand one or a fix. What do we figure frenzy one?
We do have nice translucent stickers, though.
Have you actually taken that off the backing yet, Ruben? You'll understand why I sent you it.
Because you can't.
We didn't realize. What happened is we didn't realize that when you order something transparent, all the white disappears and goes clear.
Yeah.
We. How is there a we in this, Matt?
You gave the okay to go ahead with it. You never brought it up, so it's a we situation here.
Yeah, look, I'm sure most of your members are, they join your group just for the same reason, right? It's nostalgia, hey? So nostalgia is the drug we're all hooked up to. But I can see Bret Amos here. Where's my tea? I'm assuming it's in the mail, mate. I think we've been in lockdown, Bret, so it's been a bit Australia
Probably
Post has been a
Alex's
bit
house
difficult.
op.
Brilliant tease, by the way. I'm not just saying that. I think your designs actually really are top notch, especially with what you're launching very soon. From what you've
Yeah,
John
thank
Lee
you.
Perez one, that's very cool.
Thank
very
you.
nice.
Thank you very much.
What? Shoot, what was I going to say? Carry on then.
Carry on.
That's right. I answered your question before. You kind of rhetorically questioned. That's probably why most of our members joined the group. But it's also for the same reason that you guys got away from the issue of, but still are struggling with that issue of distribution down here. Is just so crap.
No, don't get me started.
It was kind of originally a place for, collectors to join and let each other know where things are popping up so we can get them. Because there was a stage there where I think we had top picks, the one set, 20 times, honestly, for 2 years.
Yeah,
it was just crap.
Bullshit. Look, I think it's great to be on your show because I think us down under need to unite and need to be that voice that the rest of the world hears because we're all fans of the Major Wrestling Figure podcast. I'm sure they're tuning in right now. They have it easy over there, and I think they take for granted just the ease of going down to the local Target or Big W and grabbing all the figures they want, and without saying that they're arrogant, that they don't. When it's easy for someone, they don't give a shit about anyone else, and so that's why I guess Chris and I are pretty big on supporting local and supporting those who are actually bending over backwards to get stock for us collectors down here, right? And for us, for having a voice for the collectors down here. And that's what it's all about for us. But I do think, this I shared on our last podcast the issue that Jeff from Go Figure Collectibles is having with Mattel, who won't let him know. Sorry, go back a few steps. So Jeff has been going back and forth with Mattel for years, at least 3 years.
Yeah.
And Jeff would have to be the largest distributor of wrestling figures in Australia, Australia-wide, no doubt. And so when Mattel don't give a shit about Jeff, they don't allow him to have the stock that he needs to support collectors like Chris and I and you guys. Jeff's finally made a deal with them, and they've gone back on that deal. And so now they're only going to let Jeff know what they're going to send him 3 weeks or something before they even send it. So Jeff can't put it on his website, which is rubbish, which is absolute bullshit. Yep. It's just bad mismanagement. It's laziness. I don't know. I guess if I was CEO of Mattel, I'd want to know that all the people spending their hard-earned cash on my product are looked after. And I just think it's, the Americans and the Canadians, and they all praise the services of Mattel, but I think the services of Mattel are absolutely rubbish.
America or Canada.
Yeah.
I think the Canadians are getting a good run at the moment. They seem to get everything before everybody else.
Yeah.
But if anyone wants to see what James is talking about a bit more in depth, your latest podcast, which can be found where, has pretty much the run. This has been edited out.
Yeah, so that'll be dropping next Tuesday, actually. It's a Tuesday, what would that be? The 28th of September. So that'll be dropping Tuesday coming.
Always good to listen. Yeah, it's on Spotify. It's good to listen to at work. I always listen to it at work because you guys are on at like 4 a.m. here for New Zealand. Matt's the only one that's an insomniac that actually watches it because he doesn't go to bed, as you can see by the bed.
Yeah. Well, before my lockdown sleep pattern stepped in, I'd only be able to watch like 30 minutes because I'd be sitting there like, oh, I'm so tired. But now, mate, when's your next show? I'll be there probably from the start to the finish.
Yeah,
you'll be waking up right as it starts, eh, Matt? That's your sleep schedule at the moment. You'll be waking up right as they start.
A few hours before. I'll get my breakfast in just before they start.
Matt, can I ask you a serious question?
Yes.
So when you are listening to or watching the show and you start to get tired, is that Chris's voice putting you to sleep?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I thought so. I thought so.
That's honestly nothing to do with you guys. It's just, the day.
Matt, seeing as James got to ask you an honest question, can I ask you an honest question as well?
Okay,
how
here we
many
go.
times does
Honestly,
James repeat himself about Go Figure collectibles in one episode? He must say it about 50 times a segment.
Well, I think if we had a drinking game, I'd be drunk by the end of it and maybe nearly in hospital. But it's good because he does support you guys and you guys support him. So it's a good one.
Don't encourage
Buddy.
We used to have a local guy who did it, Logan at Pop Guardian, and he had the same problem with Mattel, and that everything would arrive just too slowly. And then when the warehouse over here, which is, I don't know what you've got over there, Big W, I suppose, or Target or whatever,
Kmart, all that stuff.
they found out that he was getting them. They like undercut him by like $3. Like they dropped their normal price. I don't know what, I can't remember what it was. It must have been, Ruben would probably know. What was their price pre that?
It was 35. It was
35 was what they were.
And then they what do they sell it now?
30.
Yeah, so they undercut him big time, and they basically just pushed him out of the market because everybody was going through him. He's the only one in New Zealand, except for another guy in Christchurch, that'll get AEW figures in now as well. Oh, Toy World, sorry, gets them. But
yeah,
the
Toy World sporadically gets it. It depends on who the boss is and who actually understands what their customers want.
Jeff had that issue here with Series 81, the Elite 81s. I think it was who was that one? Was it The Rock? The Rock and
Stunning Steve.
So all of those figures, he ordered 50 cases of Elites, thinking he would get like a range of series or whatever. 81 had already hit shelves in Targets and Big W's, and then he got 50 cases of 81.
Did he just turn them around and did he ship them back?
How do you move that? No, he just had to sell them below cost. So
this is where look, I know everyone's financial circumstances may be different, but I do think if you've got someone who's dedicated to the community, the collecting community, and they are getting their stock in, and you know for a fact that you can pre-order and you can secure your items, and they're charging, even if they're charging $10 more, like stick by them, like show them their commitment that they're showing to the community. Like I'm not saying don't go, but because not Woolworths, Big W or Target or whatever it is, the warehouse down in New Zealand, if they're selling it for $3 or $5 cheaper, then I don't know. I think we need to find a bit of loyalty and support those that are looking after the community, because the warehouse or the Big W's or the Target, they don't give a shit about us. They're just making profits. So for me, I'll always go to local business more, knowing full well I'm paying more, but I know for a fact I'll get my item rather than having to go to eBay and spend the shitload on postage as well. So I think that's where the community, our community and your community, need to unite and stick to that and show the support local. That's what it's all about.
Very well said. Very well said. Yes. As Alex said, we've got one of those in New Zealand, that being Logan. He's unable to get Mattel in now because of aforementioned issues. But AEW, he's working insanely hard trying to get those in. So fingers crossed that keeps coming along, but that will only keep coming along if we all support. I guess same with Go Figure collectibles down there. That they rely on our support to keep going, and they're loyal. They get all the sets in. They do all the hard mahi, as you say in New Zealand, the hard work in English. Exactly. Very well said.
Yeah. Sorry, we're not laughing at using the word. It was just unexpected.
I'm definitely laughing at Ruben, the whitest guy in the room, using Māori. That's okay.
Yeah, but you've already called yourself out as a New Zealand racist, so I guess to be.
And you probably live in the Māori capital of the country, don't you?
Yeah, that's probably where I get it from. Probably. Right.
But something just real quick while we're plugging people, as David said, we do have a guy called Nicholas who is actually been getting us elites from America, pretty much doing all the hard work and combining orders to get us all figures and like $5 above what it would cost us normally here, but we get it 2, 3, sometimes even before they even get it in New Zealand. So
he's our Mattel guy. He's brilliant. Nicholas, definitely. I can't believe I didn't mention him, but man, he's so good.
I saw your comment before, David. I was just trying to find the right time to insert it in among all this good conversation right here.
There you go. If you can afford $5, and support local, I would suggest doing it, because if Mattel are a company all about numbers like big corporations are, then that's what it all comes down to. So again, support local.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we move on, but we'll still stay on topic of what we're talking about, because we're going to talk shit the rest of the show if we don't carry on. So we can still talk shit, but we'll also do what the point of the show is, eh? So, cool. Ultimate Editions.
Yeah. Ranking.
So, the plan here is, guys, we have all of the Ultimates down here. Oh, they've taken themselves out of order, Ruben, again. Anyway, they were in order, but we'll go in order because Mr. D. the man who knows everything about Mattel figures, will tell us what's in what order, and we'll rank them. And as we're ranking them, you guys give us your opinion in the comments as well. This is as much our opinion as your opinion. So just to explain the tiers, we wanted to be a bit funny about it. Don't take offense to it. It's all a joke, guys. But the top tier is Ultimate, because if it's an Ultimate Edition, it's got to be Ultimate, right? So this is basically the best one. Elite, it's something you go, oh, yeah, I want that. Original Basics, you go, if I saw it in the store, I'd probably get it. Today's Basics, because we all know they're very iffy, you'd go, I probably wouldn't buy this. And the last one, Figure Toy Company. Why did this get made? Because we all know they make some very questionable figs. They make some good ones, but a lot more questionable ones than good. Cool. So,
all right.
What's first, Ruben?
Oh, we've got Series 1, Ronda and Warrior. The first Warrior.
So, I think why don't we get Chris and James's opinion first on this Ultimate Warrior, since they're the old school guys. What are your thoughts?
For me, the Ultimate Warrior would probably rank towards the bottom end of figures I would want. I would put it in the Today's Basics. I think the head is wrong, or both heads. They just don't look very good. The jacket is really cool, though. I think if you're going to buy it, you're buying it purely for the jacket. And there's not really great accessories, just hands. So I would put it in Today's Basics. What about you, James?
I won't be that harsh, but I haven't got the Warrior. I haven't got the Warrior because it represents an era of WCW that I didn't really. It didn't capture my nostalgia, if that makes sense. But look, I think if they're going to do Warriors, I could be completely wrong here, but I do believe if they stuck to his golden era, which was any time in the WWE or F, that's what's going to sell a lot more.
You'll get used to Ruben at some point throughout the show. He just randomly does things.
Can we comment about Ronda, or is that coming up?
That'll be the next one. What do you reckon, Alex and Ruben? What are your thoughts? Yeah, go.
I think the figure, the design, very intricate. Like Chris said, the jacket, fantastic. The detail on the actual attire, brilliant. Packaging wise, because I'm one of those, I'm probably the odd one out here that likes to keep everything in the box. He is a little bit of an odd one out. He's the only one that isn't packaged like the rest. He has his arm sticking out and he's kind of more towards the center of the package. So that does... I do have all the Ultimates, not trying to brag or anything. Yeah, that one does look a bit out of order, I must say. The design is great, like James said, not his golden era, not everyone's favorite time period of Ultimate Warrior or wrestling. So I guess that definitely does take it down a notch. I'd probably, after hearing you guys, I would have ranked it higher before you had your valid point. I'd probably put it in original basics. So I still think it's a fantastically designed figure, but the time period it's based off definitely deducts it.
Okay. James, sorry, where were you going to put it?
I'd probably not. I wouldn't put it in the basics. I do rate the figure. I can't really see what the list is.
So we got
there.
Elite and Ultimate. So Elite, I must get it. Oh, Ultimate, sorry, I must get it. And Elite, I want that.
Well,
so pal. Kind of like
and what's after that?
definitely got to get it.
How many schooners have you had, James?
Yeah, 4, mate. It's been a while. I'll put it in the basics then. Put it in the basics.
Okay.
I definitely don't need it.
And what are your thoughts on it, Alex? Being one
Everyone
that you don't have yet, right?
Yeah, there's not one that I have. So I did this list based on not nostalgia, because I thought a lot of today's collectors wouldn't be of the age to maybe remember that far back. So I based it purely on looking at the figure and if I would buy it. So I put it in I put it in Ultimate based on it's something that probably people that are younger than us, that are maybe Ruben probably doesn't even remember the Ultimate Warrior Wrestling, to be perfectly honest. He probably never watched anything live because he's that young. So for that I put it in probably when you hear so much about the Attitude Era and whatnot, and old school, it's something that probably new collectors will definitely want. So I put it as an ultimate in the ultimate category anyway.
Okay.
Totally fair. Totally fair.
Very valid points.
Ruben, how old are you?
20. I was born a couple months after the Attitude Era ended.
He's under half your age, James.
Wow.
You could be his dad, James.
Wow.
Moving on. Matt?
James doesn't look like a day over 25, to be honest. So
Yeah, it honestly shocked me when you said your age. It honestly did.
who's
What about Chris? How old does Chris look?
Mate, what do you reckon?
Go on, Ruben.
Yeah, go on, Rubes.
Or I wouldn't have thought either of
Do we
you were
take a
over
figure?
30, to be honest. I wouldn't have put
Thank
either of
you.
you over 30.
29, so you're right.
He's 52,
Oh, you're right.
Ruben. He's 52.
No.
Isn't that Amos's age?
50, that's not right. No.
Definitely was 60.
Amos looks very young for his age, I've got to say.
I'm
All right, so we currently have 2 full basics. Would you put Ruben basics as well, right? And then
Original
Ultimate.
basic.
So I reckon about middle of the field is kind of the medium for us all here, right? Because I'd say it would have been one of the ones that I would have gone to earlier on in the set. But now that we're series 10, 11, looking back, it's definitely not one of the best ultimates.
No.
And especially after you've pointed out that the pose is different to all the others, that bugs me.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So yeah, that's my. Are we happy with it being there, guys?
Yeah.
More than happy. All right.
We don't even need to talk about Ronda. Just put her at the
No.
fucking bottom because that's shit.
Yeah. Straight to the bottom.
Well, Ruben,
What
what
are
do
you
you want to say?
Ultimate in hand? Can't say enough. Brilliant figure.
Well, it's
Do you think
4v1.
the
It's
the worst
4v1,
thing
you
would be-
lose.
Sorry, you go, Alex.
Well, I was going to say it's 4v1, Ruben, you lose. Next figure.
The worst thing about the Ronda figure is not the figure itself, it's the 2 smiling heads. Like, when did you ever see her in WWE just walking around with a big smile on her face? She had this bitch face look that she was angry all the time. And that's what the figure actually has, that head on it when you look at the box. But the other 2 figures are like Ronda has just had a bath figure, like, just nice little smile. Nothing's happening. Rubbish. They could have chosen so many better people for the first series.
Yeah. I can't help but judge that figure on Ronda as a person. Sorry, not as a person, but as a personality rather than a figure. I hated her in the UFC. I thought she was a bad sportsman or sports person. And the figure can go F itself as far as I'm concerned.
Love it.
We love Ronda. If you can't tell, we absolutely love her. Down under.
So we're going figure
just-
toy company.
You just said Ultimate, Ruben,
Yeah.
so I don't know what you use for your late night pictures, but obviously it's Ronda.
And just if Rhonda is watching, she will kick all of our asses. So,
She probably will, even if she's
Hey, I
pregnant.
haven't
She
seen
probably
anything
still would.
about this, so we're good, right?
Yeah,
I'd probably let her.
The beers are kicking in now, right, James?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's next? Is it Bret?
Yeah, Bret and Shinsuke, Series 2. I think,
Oh,
yes.
shall we start with Shinsuke?
He can fuck off to the bottom too.
yeah, agreed.
What are your thoughts on Shinsuke, James? I heard he was your favorite.
Can you can you say Shinsuke?
He had a good game yesterday in the AFL. I thought he played really well.
Didn't realize he was Asians in AFL.
Oh, that's the second racist joke. There you go.
Funny.
I hope you guys are enjoying the last episode of Figure Frenzy.
Yeah.
We're sending out some contract releases after this. Don't you worry. We will never see Alex again.
So
Next.
Figure Toy Company, is it?
Right.
Is that, Ruben, what do you want to
Personally,
say? I'll put him there for
Ronda
you.
and Shinsuke shouldn't even make these 5 categories. They should just keep going down. That bad.
If I can try to defend Shinsuke, yeah, the two of the heads they could be better. The third head, the one where he's kind of like, I don't know the expression, looks fantastic. I think that
Try that again. now screenshot that, Matt.
man,
And I'll go again. There we go, got it.
Nah, I think the Shinsuke figure gets catches a lot of slack. I think it's actually really good, but he can't help that his attire is a plain red. I think the fact, and he can't help that he was put in Ultimate when maybe other wrestlers could have gone ahead of him. I think that the figure representing Shinsuke, it's his best one. It's a tough position though, because Series 2, you'd want to put someone like an Austin or an HBK or someone ahead of him, if you're going to be completely honest, when you're putting him up against all these legends. But the figure itself, I like it.
If we're asking how the fuck he got an Ultimate, how did he get a defining moment? To be perfectly honest.
Yeah, good point.
I think because when he came in, you guys got to remember when he came into WWE, he was like the hottest thing to come in WWE for like the last 5 years. Like, it was insane that he signed with WWE, and then his first match against Sami Zayn was probably one of the best matches I'd seen in quite a long time. For that time. Now there's definitely better matches. But for then, like, it was definitely a tiny moment, which is what that set is about.
A non-racist question: was he the first Asian in WWE?
No.
Was he not?
What the
Just
hell?
asking. Could be the reason. Play the race card.
I
think Mr. Fuji was Asian.
Oh my god.
One thing with the Ultimates that Series 1 to 8 pair a legend with a current wrestler.
Yes.
So when we're thinking, well, why did they get an Ultimate? They were always going to have one legend and one current. So it's maybe when that came out, was it 2019? He was probably pretty popular, but still
I
goes down.
think if that came out today, it would definitely be a figure toy company.
Yeah.
But I think based off when it came out, and like Ruben said, it is definitely one of his best figures. I'd probably go today's basics if I'm going to go at the lower end of the table. I definitely don't think it's a figure toy company. I think it's better than Ronda.
Oh,
yeah, it's still 20 more to go.
Nah.
This is why I knew this would be good content, guys, because we're all just going to argue until we agree on something.
It's going to be a long night.
Yeah.
it really is hard. It's hard to separate the person from the actual figure itself.
Well, what about this? What if we go at this side? So Ronda is the worst, and then Shinsuke. Can we agree on that?
Done.
Okay.
If we have to.
Bret Hart, right?
Bret Hart's got to go right to the top.
All right. So for me, it might sound a bit silly, but for me, it would only be an elite because I think the defining moment shits all over this, personally. And the Ultimate is meant to be the best figure of that person. That's just my thoughts.
See, I thought when we were discussing ranking the Ultimates, we're only ranking them against each other.
Yeah, but then we started bringing in with other things, so I'm like, well, fine. It's all gone.
I only brought in the defining moment because more of the question of how he got it. That's all. So we're not comparing them.
It is a very good thing.
Yeah.
It is a very
'Cause
good
I
thing. But I
think
do remember when it
Bret
first came out, there was a lot of talk about that face and how bad the face was with the hero version and all that.
But you changed it. You changed the glasses. You changed that whole look.
But I think, okay,
I
here's
think
something we need to figure out. Are we talking about if we can take it out of the box as well, or are we taking it from Ruben's perspective of this is just in the box for me? Because I think that's another area where we could argue on, or talk about, not argue.
Well, what I did before is I ranked the whole first 20 Ultimates from most want to least want. And I ranked Bret Hart as the third highest desired Ultimate. So I would personally, I'd have it as an Ultimate figure.
Yeah, I had him as second on my list.
I'd have him as an elite.
Okay.
I'd rank him as an elite, like in the package with the shades on, everything. You can't see the likeness of the face. I actually don't think the likeness is too bad. Maybe the hero of the face is what weighs it down. The glasses, I guess the only thing you could take points away for is the fact that the glasses color isn't pink. It's like a silvery metallic, I guess. But that's been all Bret Hart figures, really. They've not really nailed the glasses yet. So that definitely points deducted for that. But elite for sure for me. All right. All Bret.
Except for that one last name Amos, right? That definitely doesn't go to the top. So are we in agreement then? We'll put him in elite.
Yeah,
more elites there.
We're finally agreeing on something.
We know Amos' sexual preference now, so
it's one of those shows. Who's next?
Shots fired.
What one's the next?
Bella and Triple H.
Okay, so that Bella for me is definitely ultimate.
Bella, where did I put him?
To me, I don't know what it's like accuracy wise, Ruben, but to me, you know, in the box, it looks amazing. Out of the box, it looks even better. I think they put two heads in that suit the figure. It's not two similar heads.
Yeah.
To me, it's just ultimate.
Absolutely. Yeah. It is pretty accurate from what I understand. That the tongue out face, or was it I can't actually see the other face. Was it the tongue out?
It's a tongue out and just a normal.
Yeah, brilliant. I think that represents the current demon very, very well. In the scheme of the Ultimate, I'd probably put it elite. I don't know. It's just something that I've found. His arms look a tad too long. I don't know. It may be just me. That's the one nitpick from me. I think design-wise, immaculate. Arms might be a bit too big. It's a bit too long. Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think?
James?
Yeah, look, I think it's a cracking figure, even though it's not something I haven't purchased it, nor will I ever, because it's a bit too modern for me, but I think it's a cracking figure. So elite, ultimate.
I would be a bit harsher, and I think maybe the original basics level, mainly because I just don't really like Finn Balor.
Okay.
I find it really hard to want a figure of a character that I'm not really that into. So
that's fair.
In terms of the actual figure, though, I think it looks pretty cool. So even pushing it higher to elite, you want that in your collection. If you were a Finn Balor fan, that would be like no doubt must have.
Yeah.
Very well said. That's totally fair. So what are we going with this then?
Alex?
Mine's in today's basics. I'm not a Finn Balor fan, and I probably wouldn't go. I haven't bought it, to be fair. So I just not a fan. That's where I put it on my list.
So I guess because we're kind of doing all those four, should we go original basics? Would that be a fair medium?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
If you say
Alex,
so.
James,
Yeah.
Ruben?
If you say so. Yeah.
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 Well, there was
Me-
two ultimate.
Me
One
and Chris
elite.
just shat on it completely, but it's all right.
It was what?
I'm
Two
pointing
ultimate,
on you,
one
but-
elite, one basic.
One of your best friend. We've got the same opinion on 2 or 3 figures. This is
Yes.
great.
Yeah,
Right.
and you race it. So good.
Oh,
Yeah, James, me and you switch. You're coming to the New Zealand show. I'll go to the Aussie show.
Yeah, righto.
wouldn't be hard to replace James. So
Jesus.
I could have got a to do a better job than James.
Is it Triple H?
Yes, Triple H. I think Ultimate for Triple
Yeah,
H.
I agree.
Love this figure. Perfect. Brilliant
I agree.
figure.
That's
all I
one that I regret not buying when I had the opportunity to multiple times from ringside and had in my cart multiple times at ringside. And because, now it's just ridiculous to try and buy on the secondary market.
Yeah.
And to think that this was somehow an era that they missed out on and hadn't made an elite of yet. So the fact that they were able to save it for Ultimate, it's a huge release. Like, this is a very memorable attire for Triple H. So the whole, was it late DX? When he came out to My Time, that kind of era. Like, huge. Like, Triple H was the biggest guy on the roster while Austin and Rock were off doing what they were doing. Man, what a moment.
Yeah, agree. I'll put an Ultimate. Sensational figure.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely put him Ultimate. What's he worth in the open market now?
The last time I looked, it was 180 US, but it's probably gone up since then because he came back in stock at Entertainment Earth. Would have wanted him again, which would have unfortunately skyrocketed the secondary. So it's probably worth a lot more now.
Wow.
Alex?
I'm going to be the ugly duckling out of all of it, to be fair. You can put it in Ultimate, I don't care, but I put it as an original basic because if I had them all standing, it's just an ugly figure. Like, there's nothing that makes it stand out in amongst all the other Ultimates if they're all loose. So that's where I put it. But
All right, so as Ruben said earlier, guys, there's going to be some contract altering. Who's next? Brock Lesnar and Shawn Michaels, right?
That's the one. Yes.
See, this is kind of where I started focusing on Ultimate, so I know the order kind of. Who do you want to do first, Shawn or Brock? And if we're doing Brock, shall I play his intro?
Let's get HBK out of the way first, shall we?
Okay.
Me personally, I think that the head really, both heads really weigh this figure down a ton. The rest of the figure, the attire, the entrance gear, brilliant. The heads, I think I've got to put it in today's basics. Just because of the head. Just because of the head.
That's the one Ultimate that I always wanted because it's so nostalgic to me. I never used that word, but that's the one that speaks volumes to me because that's kind of, I know it's not exact, but it's the era of Shawn Michaels that not so much that I watched live, but as a kid that I played with on the game and then ended up watching back on to figure out what this guy was all about. And that hurts for me to hear. I'm not talking about this one. You guys carry on.
It's the fact that they've made better HBK heads in the past.
Silly. It's definitely not Ultimate.
Yeah. Well, my question to you, Ruben, is have you actually seen HBK's real head? It's pretty messed up already. Like it's probably quite like his actual head. So I would be putting it in the elite category. I think it's one
that's
of the
right.
best in the whole series.
Fair enough. Fair point.
That's right. That's where I've got it in the elite category too. Hey, Ruben, can you tell us you've got the figure? Which way is Shawn looking?
He's looking. One eye's looking that way, and the other eye's looking that. No,
just checking. I'm just seeing if it's actually lifelike or not.
It would be the one time that True FX would be accurate if it mucked up. James, what are your thoughts before we get too dark?
Yeah, look, I think it's definitely elite worthy. I'm gonna be honest, I can't stand Shawn Michaels. Always hated him. Can't stand him. So I don't have many. I don't have unless other than his loose Hasbro's. I don't have any of his figures mint on card. Not a fan at all.
It's kind of funny that we have Bret and Shawn right next to each other with all their controversy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wow. Sean,
So I'm
Sean,
guessing you
Sean,
guys would have
Sean
Brett
screwed
above-
Brett.
Brett above Shawn yes.
So with Shawn Michaels, he went. One of his eyes went wonky post wrestling, or has he always been like that?
It was in 2004, 2005, I think, in a match with Kane. I don't know the story, but technically this is before he went cross-eyed.
So an injury caused his eye to go wonky.
Yeah, some
Really?
kind of contact to the head did something. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
It's all the
I thought he
drugs
might
in
have
the
got a
Triple
COVID. Thought he might have got a COVID shot.
H. All those drugs that him and Triple H took.
Fuck Brock Lesnar. Fuck Brock Lesnar.
What just for James and Chris, who's saying fuck Brock Lesnar is Jan, and that's Mitchell's mum. She's like a how would you put her? Like an unsung hero of New Zealand wrestling in the New Zealand.
Yeah.
Everyone knows. So.
Did either
Everyone
of
knows.
you guys catch the 1 year show? You don't have to lie. I understand you guys are very busy men.
I did watch some of it, not
Okay.
all of it.
So-
I tuned in.
In the parts where thank you actually publicly for giving your video clip for that. But in the part that people done the same thing, kind of said their favorite moment. After Mitchell said that his favorite moment, it goes quiet and the mic goes off the screen, and all of a sudden you hear, "Fuck Brock Lesnar." Because Brock Lesnar is her favorite wrestler, which is why I think we all need to put Brock Lesnar at the top for Jan.
I actually, I'm kind of on the same page with Jan as in terms of opinions of Brock Lesnar, but I cannot fault the figure at all. I think the figure itself, I actually would rate this as one of the best ultimates.
I agree,
I'd
especially
call
after
it
having
ultimate.
it in hand.
Yeah, brilliant. Especially when you take the t-shirt off and you see the torso, the sculpt, the way it looks. It just looks brilliant. Yeah,
I was
cannot
gonna-
fault the figure at all.
I was going to say, I think I agree, definitely an ultimate. But if I was a mint-on card collector, I definitely want the shirt off. So I reckon they should have packaged him up without the shirt.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely agree with you on that one.
I had him as an original basic. I'm not as huge a fan. I just think it's just, I don't know, maybe it's again a bit like Shinsuke that I just don't really have a need for that Brock in my collection. But look, maybe it's because I don't watch enough current wrestling. But yeah, it's just a good figure for me.
Totally fair.
Yeah, I had this down as elite, so it's not a must-have. I would get it, but it's not something that I would pay astronomical on eBay for.
Fair enough.
Hence-
Where are we putting him?
Hence the reason I got it off ringside when it was like $40, because I wouldn't pay today's price for it. So
What do you guys reckon?
Top of-
I'm pretty
top
happy
of
with
elite?
Elite. I'm pretty
Top of
happy with
elite?
it.
Yeah, top of elite. I think we have to.
Yeah.
There has to be a general consensus for ultimate.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I can understand where you guys are coming from. I think it's definitely, for me, it would be ultimate, but I can understand it being on the verge of, being an elite at the same time. Now that you mentioned it about the shirt, I wish that it was shirt off as well, just because that torso is insane. It's an insane thing to see. So who's next? Cena and Becky, yes?
That's the one.
Okay. We'll go John Cena first. I'll put him here for the minute so that people can see who we're talking about. And who's going to talk? Alex, talk.
today's
First, John
basics.
Cena.
That's all I'm going to say. Today's basics. I keep it short, sharp. It's not that overly fantastic for me. So if I, like I say, I'm looking at it from a standpoint of it's not nostalgia, and it's going to be like if I have behind me one of the cabinets and it's standing in the cabinets, what sticks out? Cena doesn't stick out to me. So he's definitely not a Ronda or a Shinsuke, but I would have him down as today's basics for me.
Question. Without telling us where you put him, do you prefer the Cena or the new Cena?
I put the new Cena higher.
Okay.
But only by one category. Let's put it that way. I put him in original basics.
I would put the current one in original basics. The current series. What is it? Series 6, 5. Cena as original basics. The newer one, I would be much harsher on purely because I don't need another Ultimate Cena. There's so many other choices that Mattel could have made. I don't like when they start rehashing the same. Even though it's a different attire, different era, I still think get a different wrestler.
Yeah, I don't think they shouldn't have doubled down on anyone in maybe the first 20, 30 waves at least. There are so many people.
So many figures.
Yeah. Cena, The Rock, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like Hogan you can understand because you've got you got Hollywood Hogan and Yellow Hogan, whatever you know what I mean? So
yeah.
That's a bit different. But
okay. James, where would you put the Cena?
Oh, look, I think in the bin. I just feel for kids. When we were growing up, we had the Ultimate Warriors, we had Hulk Hogan, we had Macho Man, and then the kids these days, their world champ is John Cena. I want to be a rap artist. I just don't get it. Who wears denim shorts?
Denim shorts.
It's a basics for me, yeah.
I would probably. I think the one thing that weighs this down is the head that's on the figure in the box. I think the other two heads are brilliant. I think the attire, it's very memorable. It's from his Royal Rumble 2008 return, which went on to his WrestleMania 24 title match against Cena. Against
Cena versus Cena. What? I missed that one.
Yeah. I know, Jesus. Next WrestleMania spoiler. Against Orton and Triple H, I think it's a very significant attire, maybe the most significant. For that, I would probably put it in Elite. But I totally.
For me, I had it in Elite as well. But it could definitely be on the verge of original basics, I think.
Right. I'm not mad with that. Not mad with that at all.
Because it's one they could have easily done as an Elite. There's nothing too special about it. The only thing that makes me want to put it higher is the moment. Yeah. So I think where I accidentally put it is probably the best spot for it then. Based off of kind of general.
What did Chris say? What did you? Because James said
original basics.
All right. Oh yeah, fair enough. Because James said bin and I said today's. So.
Yeah. So I think here's the right one because Ruben and I both said Elite, and we'll just go bottom of original basics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Becky, I'm gonna just put it there.
Yeah.
For me, the only reason I like that moment or that figure is because I was there to witness that match in person. So for me, it holds higher. But the general consensus among the community is it's shit. So we'll put it there. But if you don't think it's about FTC, it's better than that.
When Alex was mentioned, sorry, you go.
The most recent Becky was better than the Ultimate. I think it was 86.
Yeah. No, 100%. At least the heads, anyway.
Yeah, when Alex was saying in the last episode who he thought the worst Ultimate was, I was very reactive about it. And that's because I sadly think this is the worst Ultimate figure, the Becky Lynch. The likeness just isn't there at all. There's some, it's only on mine, there's some quality control issues on the painting on the chest. And the titles, they're the men's size titles. They still haven't changed it. They haven't downscaled it. They're the same size as the men's titles. So they just look massive. Yeah. So I'd put it in Figure Toy Company, I'm afraid.
So wait,
Becky Lynch deserves better.
Put Becky?
What's that?
Where did you guys put Becky?
I had Becky in original basics because I'm basing it on today's audience. So because Becky's such a big one and how she looks on the shelf. So that's where I put it. But I wouldn't be against today's basics.
Yeah, they didn't do it justice in this one, in my opinion. Like James said, or was it James or Chris that said the latest Elite definitely does her more justice.
Yeah.
The likeness and such.
Oh, if I ended up with this figure, I'd be putting the new Elite head on it.
Oh, for sure.
All right, so shall we leave it there then? Give something to today's basics.
Yep.
Cool. Next up, we have. Is this when the exclusive started to happen? We've seen The Rock and Charlotte.
Yep.
So for me, we'll go with Charlotte. That's just straight Ultimate.
Agreed.
You know, the Charlotte figure was suggested by Aussie collector David Sirianni. So he on the Major Wrestling Figure Facebook page, what's the guy Steve
Steve Ozer?
Yeah, that was talking about. He posted like, what are your ideas? It might have even been on Twitter. He posted like, what are ideas for figures? And David Sizdog Sirianni actually suggested this exact Ultimate, and about 3 months later they announced it was going to be made.
Awesome.
And what's even cooler about this was based on her SummerSlam 18 attire, but she also wore that same attire at the Super Showdown show in Aussie, which is cool sentimentally. Almost all of were you guys at the show? No, Alex and I were.
No, I wasn't there.
True fans didn't even go watch Taker vs Triple H main event.
5 hours away, mate. 5-hour flight.
Jesus.
I went from Queenstown, so I was probably that as well. 4.5 hour flight from Queenstown to Melbourne.
You're closer.
That's kind of sad to think, right? That you can fly from another country and still be closer.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Most isolated city in the world, yeah.
Western Australia is like another country, though.
Yeah,
we treat them that way over here.
He goes, Western Australia could survive without the rest of Australia if they needed to. They're just their own thing.
Yeah,
we should. We'd be much happier.
Well, Aucklanders know that feeling because the whole of New Zealand treat Auckland differently. So
yeah, like Ruben said at the beginning of the show, with stinky Aucklanders, apparently, according to him only. Us Aucklanders don't think so.
Rotor's only got one road in it. That's why he got lost in Auckland.
I went to the gym this afternoon. How was your time at the gym? Oh, wait, you can't go.
Oh, it was good. I played about 3 hours on the 2K gym. It was pretty hard, actually.
The gym's overrated, mate. We've got so many other things you can do around here.
Oh, yeah. Alex's house is like a gym with all the work that my uncle never did to that house. So, I guess, without us all mentioning, are we in agreement that Charlotte should go up here?
I see.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. Not a figure for me, but I guess the style, the design, and the look of the figure is up there.
You can put the Rock straight up there next to it too. The next.
Yeah, I agree.
It is the best, in my opinion, the number one Ultimate that's been made.
I was just gonna say, for me, that's the best Ultimate that's ever come out.
Yeah,
fair call. I'd put it an Ultimate too. Definitely.
James, Alex, anything to disagree on there?
I had it as number one in my elite category. So
I think they've nailed the lamb chops. So yeah, go for it.
So we're not in agreement that it's an Ultimate then.
Yeah.
Yep.
So do you guys? Okay.
It's pretty even.
Do you guys think that Triple H is better than The Rock?
No, I still would say Rock over the top of it, Mike personally.
Yeah, I'd put Rock over it personally.
Okay, let's leave Rock there. Let's do all the organizing of where things should be in their tiers at the very end, because that'll be even more interesting, I think. But
all right,
are we going Ultimate or Elite?
All four of you said Ultimate. So Ultimate.
Yeah.
Ultimate. Okay. The Fiend.
Elite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put him as Elite as well. Amazing design. Apparently, he's slightly too short compared to his other Bray Wyatt figures, which is puzzling. I think it's the new boot mold. I think the general consensus is he's slightly too small. Yeah, that's the only thing I could really take down a notch. Or maybe he doesn't include the lantern either, because I don't have his
He
elite.
doesn't know.
But
Yeah.
yeah, sign-wise, definitely worthy of an elite in my opinion.
If he came with the lantern, I think you'd put him at the bottom of Ultimate. But because you have to buy another figure to get the complete figure, which is what the Ultimate Edition is theoretically meant to be, right? The most complete figure of that person.
Yeah.
I think for that reason, it should be an elite, because that's what you buy elites for, right? You generally buy 2 or 3 elites to complete your figure.
Yeah, agreed.
Fair statement. You guys?
I think it's definitely elite.
Yeah.
Ultimate for Hogan for me. Love it.
Yeah, I'd say Ultimate as well. It's one of the only Hulk Hogan figures I've got excited about personally. But that's also because I never grew up watching Hogan. So
And for those who came into the collecting game late, that they probably won't know, this figure was supposed to come out in the Defining Moments line back in 2015, like right before everything went down. So this has been a very, very long-awaited figure, and something that, honestly, as a collector, it got to the point where I thought this was never coming. So the fact this came out, and they're able to do it in Ultimate, man, Jesus, makes it that much cooler.
That's cool. Yeah, definitely an Ultimate for me.
So what we got? Alex and Chris at elite, do we?
Yeah, I reckon elite. I reckon it's just not quite at the same level as the other 3 above it.
And then myself, Ruben, and James at ultimate.
Yep.
So I guess we go here. It would be kind of the bottom based off of
Yeah.
the consensus.
I'd put him in front of for me personally, I'd put him in front of Charlotte.
Okay. We'll do all the proper organizing at the end.
Yep.
Otherwise we'll be reshuffling things for 2 seconds.
Do you even know who these people are, these new wrestlers, James?
Yeah.
Do you know who this guy is, James?
I can't even see who that is.
Edge.
Who is it?
Edge. For me, it's probably here.
Yeah, I had it the same.
Who is it? I can't even see it.
It's Edge.
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 Can you
Oh,
not hear
who's
now?
that? Edge.
We need to
What
get
is
some
your accent?
subtitles for the Kiwis, James.
Yeah. Edge.
Is my accent kicking in? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
your accent.
My accent.
Thankfully, his name wasn't Fish and Chips. Would have confused the hell out of me.
What do you
I
got?
had Edge. Edge. I had in original basics. I would get Edge before I get Cena. That's all That's all I can say on that.
My biggest nitpick is that he doesn't come with chest hair. And that's
Do you-
why
do you-
I'm a huge fan of it.
Do you like him in here, Matt?
I like him being accurate. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Just
I
for
would
that
say
question.
today's basics, I just think it's just not great. I guess that's what he looks like now because it's current Edge,
Yeah.
but it's just I don't know, it's
The
underwhelming, a
moment
bit like current
stands up
Edge.
more than the figure, in my opinion. And I think if you're making a figure of something, the figure should almost rival the moment in your brain.
Yeah,
I'm with Chris on this one. I put it in today's basics. I like the head that's on the figure, although that one, you see a lot of misprints for that one. That like, if the quality control is slightly off, it does not look like Edge. But yeah, if you get it right, then yeah, it looks like Edge. But the head on the side, ooh, I see what they were doing there. Mint on card collectors.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. If you do figure photography and all that, it's quite cool. I'm with Matt. The chest hair definitely should have been there. The torso, I'm probably the only one that's going to say this. I think they probably should have made a new mold for a torso of him. It looks maybe slightly too lanky. Like he's got a lot of muscle on him now. Like he's definitely cut, but I don't think they've done him enough justice here.
They've
Personally.
never done Edge justice in figures, though.
Or very few Edge figures. Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So are we going today's basics or original basics?
I'd go original.
I'm happy with original. I had it here, but I'd be happy with original.
yeah.
I definitely
think it's
think he's
better than
better than the Becky. Yeah,
Yeah.
better than Becky for sure.
Alex?
I had an original. Anyway, I had it in front of
Well,
Cena.
we'll go
so-
here then. We'll go here.
Here.
Come on, Chris, give us your best impression.
Oh yeah.
That was actually
Yeah.
not
Where would you put
heavy.
him, mate?
This is where it gets
Oh,
interesting.
mate, Macho's an ultimate. Look at him. Here he is. He is.
Here we go.
So good.
So
Yeah.
this
so
one is probably
good.
quite nostalgic to the peer review, right? Because it came out as a Hasbro originally.
Yeah.
If you guys want to elaborate on that a bit more for people who may not know.
On what? Sorry, mate.
If you guys want to elaborate on that Macho and how it came out as
Tell us
a
about the Hasbro likeness, James, your peanut.
Yeah. No, it's great
He's
piece.
come-
Great piece.
He's coming down from the beers, so he's getting tired now.
No. I just couldn't understand. Sorry, mate. I couldn't understand you. That's all.
If James nods off, just delete him from the stream.
Yeah.
No.
No,
Matt
look at
does
it.
live he lives in a part of the country that they don't talk right. So
Definitely a representation of what the Series 5 is it, Chris? Series 5 Macho Man?
I believe it is Series 5, Jamesy.
Series 5. No, great figure. I've got this is the only Ultimate I currently own. So for me, definitely a Ultimate. And for me, it's the leather jacket and the hat that completes the figure.
Yeah. And look what makes it much better than the Hasbro. The hat can come off.
Yeah.
So that's the worst thing about the Hasbro line is the figures with hats that don't come off.
Yeah.
So
And it was good that you were playing with your figures just before the show, Chris. That you could just grab him and bring him on the show to show. It's awesome.
being professional, mate. It's being professional and organised, not going to the pub and sinking beers beforehand.
Bit of Dutch courage.
For me, and it's for two reasons. One, I didn't collect Hasbro, and two, I didn't grow up watching Macho Man. For me, if they're gonna make a Macho Man Ultimate, I think there's better representations of him.
Oh
I
my God.
I do also understand from your point of view how it's an upgrade to what you guys had as a kid, to the point where it's fixed everything that was wrong with it. So for me, I couldn't care where it goes, to be honest. Like wherever it goes, I'm happy. It's one of those figures that I don't have. I'll probably never have unless I can pick it up dirt cheap. But I'm happy for those that got their upgrade.
Did you not buy it?
No, but I'm disappointed that they didn't do a more, across the board. No, and look,
Let me know if you want one, Matt. I got a spare one.
you're sending it for free. I'll take it.
I didn't say that, mate. Offers there. I'll give
I
you
thought
a
that
dirt
was
cheap
the
price,
service
though.
fee for bringing you on the show and letting you plug the crap out of your podcast. No,
Well,
shots
I
fired.
think
no.
us coming on the show is the service, mate.
I guess you're right. Our viewers have definitely raised.
Right. So much as an ultimate.
Yeah,
if anyone else
100%.
wants that ultimate, just let me know.
Well, if no one else on the show is old as Chris and I, then I think Chris and I need to just make a decision here and say it's an ultimate for sure.
Yeah, ultimate for sure.
It's an ultimate. It's an
Oh,
ultimate.
Alex is pretty old.
Fuck off. I've only just made my 30s, cunt. All right, Jesus.
Ruben, anything you want to say on it?
I would have ranked it elite, but at this point it's probably 4-1, and that's pretty much going on Matt in saying that I'm not awfully familiar with Macho Man. My personal opinion, his most iconic look is when he had the trunks with the stars. So that's what I would have gone for his first ultimate. But the design, they've done a fantastic job. Cannot fault it. I'm happy with it being an ultimate for sure.
Cool. Next up we have Stone Cold and Flair, right? They came out before Cena and Rock.
Ultimate. Let's get this one
put
over.
both of these up in ultimate and not talk about it.
Yeah.
We need to talk about those ones. Jesus. That's the one.
Stone Cold's just joined us here. Have a go at this. G'day, mate.
Does your Stone Cold have middle fingers?
No middle
mine
fingers,
does.
unfortunately.
Mine does.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah,
Customs.
very cool. Yeah.
Question
Mr.
for all of
14
you. Question for you guys: Has anyone got in hand the Ric Flair Ultimate yet?
I've
Yes,
had it,
yeah,
but I sold it.
yeah.
and loose.
I'm still
That's
waiting
me.
for mine.
Where'd you buy it from?
Go figure.
That's probably
Our
why,
mate
unfortunately.
Nicholas, we're giving him another plug here, got it for us, a month after they came out in the States, I think.
Oh yeah. a good price too.
Yeah,
Like
what did it cost?
70,
70 bucks,
75
something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, the going rate really.
Even less for Ruben because he was a tight ass and had a massive box saved up so that when he eventually made his way up to Auckland, he could pick it up and pay nothing on postage.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
He's the
Also
Jew of
smart
New
because
Zealand
I have
collecting.
a box sitting in my room that has no room anyway.
This Stone Cold figure, by the
It's
way,
amazing.
is as good as it gets. Like when I saw it in the box, I thought, I thought they got the necklace wrong, and I thought the soft good shirt didn't look as good as I thought it would. And then once you actually take it out of the box, it's probably my favorite figure in my entire Elite collection now.
Yeah.
It is so good. And like it just completely captures his personality of his run as the like number one star of the show.
Amen.
Cool. Sweet. The
And
second
Flair.
Cena.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to praise Flair
Okay.
a little bit. Like, Jesus. I personally
We can't
think
praise
Flair...
Flair after what's just happened, Ruben. We got to carry on.
Can I praise the figure, the design?
It
Mattel job?
comes with helicopter action.
It's definitely the best
Right.
Ric Flair figure to ever come out. Hands down.
Personally, I think like if we pretend that we're a week earlier than we are now, I say this is the best Ultimate figure that's ever come out. The Flair, my personal opinion, thing of beauty.
Yeah, that's definitely fair.
It's a cracking figure.
Cool. Cena, second Cena.
Those basics.
Yeah, Becky.
Yeah.
He's next to Becky.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the figure is just as good, if not maybe even slightly better than the first Cena. But the fact that they've put it out so soon and it is very similar to the first one, you got to take points down for that.
I agree. It's the only difference to me is that it comes with a title and a different shirt.
And the butterfly joints. He does have the butterfly joints, which the first one does not have.
Yeah, I guess
But
so.
then
Yeah,
it is.
but- yeah.
Yeah, but still, the circumstances, you gotta put it down a little bit.
James, Alex, anything to change there? Happy with it there?
Nope. No.
No, leave it there.
Sweet.
Put the
Rock
neck-
will
put
put him
the-
at Figure Toy Company since he made CM Punk leave the WWE for 7 years. Or wrestling for 7 years.
Put him next to
No,
put him next to
just
the
me.
John Cena. Just put him next to John Cena.
Yeah, agreed.
Yep.
Ruben?
I personally think this is Ultimate because it's a completely different look.
What have you
to
been?
his
What have you
first
been
one.
drinking? What have you been drinking?
I'm still trying to figure that out myself. I don't know. Yeah. No, I personally think it's Ultimate. I think it's a perfect figure, and it is different enough to the first one.
Matt, what do
Yeah.
you think?
I hate it. But that's only
So,
for
Ruben-
personal reasons. To me, this represents when he beat Punk at the Royal Rumble, took the title, and had the downward spiral for Punk leaving WWE/wrestling.
Oh man, I was just about to watch that today. Now you're on the results.
I'm sorry, you're about 8-9 years too late. If you haven't seen it by now,
Most Western
spoilers beforehand.
Sorry,
Western Australians are, guys.
Oh,
you're only getting it on pay-per-view tomorrow. You guys that far behind.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is, yeah.
Oh, shit.
WWE Network's just arrived in Perth.
Yeah.
Internet's
Yeah.
arrived in
You gotta
here.
crank up the electricity too.
But
Still
no,
on dial up.
For me, I didn't even realize I ordered this figure from Nicholas, but as soon as I got it, I actually got rid of both The Rock and Cena at retail just to get rid of them because I did not want them. So I'm probably not the best one to give them a proper ranking because as soon as I saw them, they were dead to me before they even came out.
Your
James,
opinions are relevant, Matt.
I think leave it there.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking at the two. I'm looking at both John Cena's now side by side. The later one, apart from the belt's great, but the torso on this John Cena looks strange.
Because of the butterfly joints.
But looks a lot different to the original one. The original one looks heaps better.
It is. It's a different sculpt completely. By the looks of it, it's based off the Elite Rips Triple H torso, whereas the Ultimate one was kind of unique. It's definitely slightly different. I'd put The Rock higher than Cena personally. Just my opinion.
So The Rock can go above Cena in today's basics.
What do you guys think? I would rate him an Ultimate, but it's
I think it's still low because it's a double. Even though it's a different edition of The Rock, I still don't think it rates.
If they had brought this Rock out at like Series 16 or 17 even, I think it would have been a lot higher. But because it's like, what, 2 series, 3 series apart, it's too soon.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
I know the next one you're going to have a massive hard on over, Matt. So
Actually, no, I would probably put it at original basics or just hitting elite.
Are you sure? I know how much you love Jeff Hardy, though.
Yeah, it pains me to do. But with Ruben harping onto me too much, I don't like it anymore. It shouldn't
You're
have
finally
the
starting to make some
Flair
sense
torso.
there, Matt. You're
Yeah,
finally
it should
starting
not-
to make some sense.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's taken me so long. It shouldn't have the Ric Flair torso. The singlet looks like he's lost about 50 pounds in the last 3 months. Yeah. It's a little
Yeah,
disappointing.
the singlet, it covers the green belt, which when he wore the singlet, it was always tucked underneath his pants, so you could see his green belt. Technically, when you have it loose, you can kind of make it look like it's tucked in, but it doesn't look very great. The design, though, like not trying to take anything away, the face paint looks fantastic. The armbands look really, really good. But yeah, it looks like they
I'm
maybe
just being
struggled with
super
the budget
harsh
on
on
that.
it because,
Yeah.
that's my collection. So,
Yeah, I agree with putting it in original basic personally. It definitely seems like they were handcuffed with budget, and that's probably why it kind of lacks.
yeah, they gave all the budget to Hogan.
Yeah.
Well,
I
Hogan
agree
was
with
a
that.
straight repaint, right? From
Original
the
basics.
Hollywood. He's a complete
Hogan,
repaint.
yeah. Hogan's not even that good, so
From-
neither
I-
of these.
yeah.
Neither of these two are good. I had both of them in today's basics.
Yeah, I wouldn't go to today's basics. I think they're better than the ones that are already in there.
Or what do you
Yeah.
guys think about Jeff?
I think original basics as well.
Yeah, I'm the same.
And would that be the same with Hulk? I guess we can do him at the same time.
Your Hulk goes straight to Ultimate.
Okay.
Nah, for me, Hulk's an elite. I think overall it was a fan's pick, right? This attire, is that right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know what fans were thinking. Actually, it was probably the best choice out of the 3 that was offered. But we've already in an elite format. We've already got the WrestleMania 9 red attire Hogan. I'm just big on the. I always wanted an late 80s, early 90s Hulk rules Hogan. We got one in the Survivor Series Elite line, but they fucked that up with the eyes. So I really wanted that in Ultimate format, So
Are you a loose collector though, James?
Maybe they put
Yeah,
Shawn
I
Michaels'
guess-
head on that.
all modern stuff, I open up.
So you can at least fix it up if worse comes to worse.
Yeah,
So you'd buy that Hulk, and then you'd buy the Hulk from Survivor Series and put his eyes on. Oh, you put his eyes on Shawn Michaels, actually.
but the thing is, the tan. So I'm looking at my Survivor Series one now. It's quite tan, whereas this one doesn't look as tan.
Right.
It's really hard
Right.
to judge before we get them in hand as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
one thing to see the pictures, but once you get it in
100%.
hand and you can actually say, oh, no, this is like, I didn't think the Stone Cold and the Flair would be as good as they were from the images until I had them in my hand.
Yeah.
100%. That flare in hand is awesome.
Yeah.
Alex, where do you want to put Hogan?
I had Hogan in today's basics until I get it in hand because I was just like, it's a bit boring and bland for me. But
Yeah, I personally would rank
The
him.
medium is one of these.
Yeah,
I'd go elite.
my opinion, I think this, like James said, is the best out of the choices that they gave us. They really didn't give us very good options. You could tell in their mind if they knew they wanted to reuse the Hollywood Hogan mold, or maybe their budget wasn't great. So it was a later Hogan starting to slim down a little bit, and that's the look they wanted to have, or that's the only look that they could afford with the budget. So this is the best that we could have gotten out of the choices, but it's still like
Sure.
Hulk rules. The Survivor Series one, if we got that in Ultimate form, slightly more buff, beefed up, that in Ultimate form, man, that would be brilliant. But yeah, I've got to put this probably at original basics. if I'm gonna be completely honest. Good figure, but yeah.
But
Yeah,
shit.
let's just put him there. Let's just leave him in elite then. I think he's better than Jeff if we're looking at him against Jeff.
Yeah.
Is he better than Edge? Probably.
Yep.
Better than Cena? Yes.
100%.
Bella? Personally, no, but I can see why you'd say yes. Better than that Warrior?
On par.
On par.
Yeah.
On par.
If I-
Maybe we should put him here.
If I found Warrior or Hogan in the shop, I'd be buying Warrior based on that jacket. That's it.
Yeah.
Totally
Okay.
fair.
We'll put him there then. Sergeant Slaughter?
Ultimate.
Ultimate, yeah.
Both.
Did
Yeah.
you boys manage? Did you boys get up and order this, James, Chris?
No,
Did you get up
but-
at
I
midnight,
got
1 in the
one.
morning?
I
Oh.
got one not through the site, but through one of our Figs Down Under
Oh, yeah, I
members,
saw that.
thankfully.
Nice.
If anyone's watching and they've got a spare one, let me know.
Yeah, same. I'm here. I'm in the same. Matt got
Same.
2.
Yeah, Sam, let me know if you have a spare.
Fuck off, Matt.
Undertaker, Figure Toy Company, right, Ruben?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm up.
Go on, Ruben. Say your piece, and then we can all say our piece afterwards because yours will take the longest.
I will admit, after seeing the memes about the main head looking like Michael Jackson, I can kind of see the resemblance. But we got to remember, this is a hand-painted prototype. We have not seen the final product yet. So we got to hope maybe the paint on the face is better. That being said, the alternate head with his tongue out, he didn't do that in 1998. So that, yeah, useless head in my opinion. I think that the other head, which is the reuse from the Undertaker as Kane, that's probably the best head of the bunch. That looks just like him. It was already sculpted to look like that era. Yeah, I'd probably rank this elite because this is another one like the Triple H. Is one of those attires that somehow they had not gotten to yet. Is a very significant look. I think they'd only done a basic of it, so the fact that they're able to give him the ultimate treatment, fantastic. I think the actual sculpt of the shirt and the jacket and everything is great. I love the bagginess of the shirt rather than being skin tight because he didn't have the shirt skin tight at that stage. I think they've represented it very well. We just got to hope the final product does those heads more justice. The elite for me.
Did you guys know that Undertaker is Ruben's favorite wrestler? Yeah, I'd agree. I'd agree with it being elite, to be honest. I don't think it's good enough to be an ultimate. But I think definitely being an elite. Yeah.
I would go original basic.
Big call. Big call.
I
Alec?
think it's probably elite.
Elite.
Yeah, I'd be happy with elite until I've seen it in hand. It's these ones that are just pictures or renders. It's kind of hard to really comment on any of them until they're in hand. Because Taker could turn up, like it could turn up and it's just absolutely shit, or it could turn up and it could be like Ric Flair and be awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So one thing I forgot to bring up before we went into this section was we could have stopped at things that have come out, but we decided we'd do the things that are already available for pre-order / announced to be coming out, so that when we do this at a later date, if we decide to, we can look at it and compare and be like, oh man, what were we thinking with that Undertaker? That's definitely a FTC one. Like, that's shit.
Let's hope
Hey,
not.
Ruben. Okay, so I think we're all in agreement on elite then.
Yep. Sweet.
Yep.
Kane,
Ultimate.
Same.
did I hear
I'd
it?
It's a
say-
rare release. They've released this attire a couple of times in elite form already, but still, this is by far the best one that they've done. As long as it looks this good in the final product, I definitely put it ultimate.
James?
I'd say elite, just purely based off what we talked about with Undertaker. This one could also show up shit.
Yeah, I'd say elite also. I'd still prefer the Undertaker which Kane was I thinking of? I was going to say the Undertaker is Kane, but that's the Undertaker. I just think it's just okay. I'm still not sold on the cape.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me personally, it's an ultimate just because I look at it and go, that's going to look really sick in the packaging as well. Alex?
It's hard
Choose
to,
between
to
ultimate
say.
and elite because it's a tiebreaker.
Okay, so if you're thinking today's collectors and on your shelf, it's an ultimate because of the way it looks to me, which is kind of like, that would then be the same as Taker, but go elite because we haven't got it in hand. Okay.
What did you have it on your list out of curiosity?
I had it, let's see, as elite.
Okay. Cool. The if you back the ring, Kevin Nash, Diesel.
That is so gay. It's not even funny.
Figure Toy Company?
It's so like to do something that you have to pay. What did we pay? We paid like $400 New Zealand for that ring setup, and and that's your first figure you announced. Like, no wonder it didn't fucking do well for the first 3 weeks because it looks shit for me.
To me, I think it's just not got a lot going on for an ultimate. Like, that could easily come out in an elite budget.
Yeah. And they already have twice.
Yeah. If this
I'd rather-
was a title, I would put it up in an elite or an original basics.
I'd rather that we didn't even get that with the ring, to be honest, because it's just that shit of a figure. I'd rather have got Doink when I did the new gen, like instead of that being this, what was it, the 7,000?
Go on, Ruben, blow your gasket. Let us know.
Yeah.
Unlike everyone else here, I'm a fan of Kevin Nash. I respect his work in the ring. I like him. So I would... I don't know about you guys.
Give him a blowjob at the same time, would you? Far out.
Moving on. Now, apparently he's going to be coming with the elbow pad on the right arm, and he's going to have wrist tape painted on the left arm in the final product. So if that is the case,
think that's enough though. For an
I
ultimate.
personally put him. Yeah, I get.
Like,
I
if you
guess,
look
yeah.
at all these ultimates, right? Their packages are so full with hands, shirts, accessories. That is going to be so empty.
I guess, yeah. Considering what you guys said, I'd probably put it in today's basics.
Like, to be
Although
fair,
I'm
that
really
could be
excited for it.
like the Sergeant Slaughter, and then it would be me.
It's hard saying it's because I am really excited for it. I'm a big Kevin Nash fan, but yeah, you guys do have a point.
I'm a Kevin Nash fan, don't get me wrong. I just think the figure looks gay. Like if Shinsuke, Ronda, and Kevin and that Diesel were on the shelves, I wouldn't buy any of them. I'd probably buy them just to burn them, just to laugh for a YouTube video, just to piss on your battery, Ruben, basically. Yeah, ultimate, 100%.
Ultimate.
Ruben, is that a figure toy company for you?
I'd probably. That's a tough one to say. That's a really tough one to say. What do you guys reckon?
What? So you don't?
I'm happy with it to be ultimate.
Go on, Ruben. Destroy it. Put it as a FTC. You know you want to.
It's hard
Come on,
because
D-Freedom.
they are they're hand painted prototypes, but I think it looks fantastic as it is. But you still don't know what you're going to get. I think this is going to be one that looks packed in the box, unlike Diesel. I'd probably, if it comes out looking like that, I'd probably put it ultimate.
Sweet, ultimate. Next.
Macho Man. Give us that impression again, Chris.
Oh yeah. I think it's. I would say this one's elite,
Okay.
and only because we don't have it yet. I just want to see how it turns out. But I love how much stuff comes with it.
Yeah. Have they announced if the announce table and stuff is in the packaging of the ultimate, or if it's in its own little box? Because if that's in the ultimate packaging, that to me is an ultimate straight away.
I don't think
that'll
it'll be
look
in the
sweet.
packaging.
I think it will be separate because they're basically saying that every single ultimate will be packed by itself.
Yeah.
So, like, when you get the new gen ring, you get Diesel as a separate box, so it doesn't fuck up your display, basically. So it
Which,
should
based
be.
off of that,
You know what's going to be great about these?
have a similar situation to that Diesel and not have much in it. So I would put it quite low.
the Mattel Creations order is going to be fantastic because we've all paid for them. And in about a year's time when they turn up, we're all forgotten about them. And it'll be like Christmas. We'll just turn up, we get a package on the doorstep. I'm sure we'll see about 1 billion people around the world opening them first because how slow the post is here.
Yeah,
But,
I can't wait to get my ring.
Oh, and even the neon entrance stage, I think it's just going to be really cool. And it's so much stuff. Like, you might order a couple of figs and they turn up a month later and you think, oh, that's pretty good. But when you've ordered, you got the ring, you've got the entrance, you've got the 3 ultimates plus the ring skirts as well. It's going to be really cool.
Well, when that comes out, that's when we'll have to do another ultimate episode, all of us, so we can all compare it. Because Ruben's going to pull it apart anyway, and we're just going to be like, this is cool.
I literally am not pulling mine apart. It's all going to be in the box. I'm going to be the least qualified to say anything about it. No,
That's true. That's why I bought 2. So I'm going to unbox one and one's going to stay.
That's why I brought one as well.
Yeah, you didn't even buy one, you pussy.
Yeah, you might spend 400 or whatever on an MJF chase, but you won't spend that on everything. Chris
I've already
just
explained. It's all very cool, and I'm very happy that you guys all have it. It just does not resonate with me. And I've got.
What about you? What about James? How many did you buy, James?
No, I'm with Matt, mate. I didn't buy one either. Just doesn't resonate with me, and I'm very happy to exist. I think if I was to
support the community, but
hey, no, I was going to support until Mattel said, "Oh, you don't have to pay now," but they were taking money anyway. So I thought, "Fuck you, Mattel." Not having my money.
I had the money there to buy it if it wasn't going to get across the line, so that everyone could enjoy it.
But there was enough people. You can check previous podcasts. I was always in support of this. I knew it would get over the line. Mattel's too big of a company to have let this fail. There's no way in the world they're going to put their name to something and it not come to fruition. So
I hope when Jazzwares does ones for you, Matt, it fails because you didn't back this one.
What's up?
I don't know. Jeremy Padella might do one for AEW, but they probably
Triple
won't.
H.
Original basics.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's going to be an amazing figure when it comes out, but based off of what we've talked about with things coming out again so soon,
Ruben's just dying inside.
I think that's what saves it from being lower. But I think because it's a repeat so soon, you'd have to go mid-range.
Yeah, I want to disagree with you guys, but yeah, it is so soon after the first Triple H, and the choices that we got. Man, all I can say is I really hope there's an opportunity to get a matching Shawn Michaels Ultimate in the future in DX 2006 gear. If not, this is going to look very weird on the shelf by itself. Just a DX Triple H.
No, I'll probably do it as an Elise instead. Or a basic, make it worse.
Mattel seem to be doing that of late. They keep releasing like Warlord of one of the most recent Elite series.
Yeah.
Powers of Pain. It just doesn't make sense to release him but not Barbarian. The British Bulldog without the Dynamite kid. That just
Shawn Michaels without Marty Jannetty, right? And
there you go.
retro bit set.
There you go. It'd be like James Thomas without Chris Maddock. It just doesn't work.
Right, next Warrior.
I'll go first if you don't mind. This here, I'm going to go straight to Ultimate, even though it's a render. But this here should be, if Mattel don't screw this up, this should be the best Ultimate Warrior figure ever released. And I'm talking from LJN's everything that's ever been released. This should be the best Ultimate Warrior figure ever released.
Well, a painted Rock would be better than the Ultimate Warrior LJN, but I think it's got the potential to be ultimate. At the moment, I would say it's elite until it comes out. Same as what we said before. It looks really good though. The WrestleMania 6 2 belts. It's going to be a good one to have in your collection.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I agree with it being an ultimate. I've been telling anyone that has the elite of this to sell it now because it's going to be worth nothing when that ultimate comes out.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Agree with everything you guys said. If this goes like it should, it's definitely worthy of being ultimate.
Alex, disagree? Agree?
Nope. Not on the same page, but it sounded it.
All right. Anyone want to do the pyro here? Go on, Ruben.
You look like that
Where are we
fan that
putting
like
Batista?
you look like that fan that like came into Batista's promo.
I'm the animal.
Personally, I think this is going to be an elite figure until it comes out, and then it'll probably move up to an ultimate.
I personally think the accessories that it comes with, the significance in Batista's career, it's hard to judge until it comes out and you see the final render. But if it all goes according to plan, I'd rate this ultimate.
Yeah,
if it looks as good
I'm
as
the same.
Hey, boys, I'm going to have to leave you there because my family are requiring some attention as it's still the middle of the afternoon here. They've been very patient, my kids. So I might leave you guys to sort out the nitpicking of what's first, second, third, and fourth. Just leave you with a couple of thoughts. Firstly, I reckon that Mattel would be crazy to not do a Davey Boy Ultimate. I know we just got the Elite, but I think that I suppose the Elite had Matilda as well, so maybe you think that that's probably nearly an Ultimate already. I would love to see, this is one you won't have predicted, an Akeem, the African Dream Ultimate. I think that would be great. I think it's underrated wrestler, or an Earthquake Ultimate, which would be cool too.
Yeah.
Love the show. Really well done. Thanks for having me on. Sorry I have to leave slightly early, but James can speak for me from here on.
Well, if he keeps speaking, it looks like the beers are hitting.
You're escaping before it gets really scrappy too, so that's good on your part.
I can just sense from outside of where I'm right now that the attention to my children is required. Otherwise, it could be.
Yeah, no, you're good. We appreciate you coming on, Chris, and giving up. Shit, it's been 2 hours of your life.
Cheers, guys. See you soon.
You never get that. No, damn, gone so soon.
No,
well, we're almost about to get really scrappy now, though.
We can almost leave.
We try and do these episodes in an hour and a half, and we're only like 2 hours and 10 into it.
Batista, Elite, Ultimate.
Yeah, Elite.
Okay, cool. All right, starting from the bottom. Any of these need to be higher than what they are?
I think so. I personally think so, but I think I'm the odd one out here.
Among themselves.
Ronda's the worst, then it goes Shinsuke, then it goes Diesel.
Happy with that?
I'm not, but I'll accept it.
I think that when Diesel comes out, Ruben, you'll find him go up. But for now, I agree. He should be there, personally.
In my opinion, Becky's the worst Ultimate, but...
Becky worse than Cena and Rock probably being better than those two?
Yep.
Definitely.
Okay. Which is the worst in this for our guys? Edge?
Cena.
I think it's either Edge or Hardy, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I think Hardy's very low as well.
Yeah, okay, leave it like that.
I think Edge should be below this Triple H and higher than that Jeff Hardy, personally.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I'd probably put Finn Balor ahead of everyone, or maybe just ahead of Hogan, in my opinion.
What do you guys think?
Personally, I'd have Hogan in front of Warrior. The rest are pretty spot on.
Yeah, I would probably have put Hogan before Warrior and then left it how it was, to be fair.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that.
Okay. And this line?
Oh, it gets tricky now.
I think we leave these ones at the end because they haven't come out yet.
Yeah, pretty much.
But then out of these four, do you want to change anything among them?
I'd have Bray. Is that Shawn Michaels, the third one?
Yeah.
I'd have him after Bray.
Yeah, I'd put Bray before Shawn, personally.
Yeah.
Okay. And everything else in that line split?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're welcome, Jen.
Should we rank the yet to be released ones as well? Because if so, I'd put Kane probably at the front, from what we can see now.
You'd put Kane in front of Taker, would you?
Yeah. For now, based on what they currently look like.
Yep, we can do that.
I'd put Macho in front of both of them.
Yeah,
Fair
I
enough.
would,
Yeah.
I would have Macho as the first. Yeah.
Considering he saved the whole project for the new Generina, you definitely would rank him higher.
And Ruben, you might hit me here, but I'd put Batista above Taker.
With
No,
how it currently looks, it's hard to disagree.
Anyone else disagree?
Nope.
I would buy Taker before I buy Batista, but it's all good.
Okay.
Mm.
Triple H for
Flair.
this one.
No,
I
Flair.
disagree there.
Yeah,
I'd put
Flair.
Flair right at the front.
Which Flair?
I mean, which
Rick.
Flair? There's only one Ric Flair. It's not Charlotte.
Oh yeah, Ric Flair. Sorry, Ric Flair. I'd put
Both
him at the front.
Flairs.
Fair enough. What do you guys reckon?
Charlotte above Triple H.
Ooh, top one.
Who's second? Macho. It'd be Macho or Stone Cold.
Okay. Yeah, Macho or Stone Cold for sure.
Yeah, I'd put Stone Cold second for sure.
Based off of that, we'll put it like that then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and can we put Rock ahead of Triple H? That's
I
what I'd
agree.
rank it. What do you guys think?
I would say Charlotte Flair would be fourth.
True. Yeah, I'd put Charlotte
Me,
fourth.
but
Yeah.
Don't like that then.
then
So at the moment, because James, I'm not sure if you can see it. We've got Ric Flair, Stone Cold, Macho Man, Charlotte, The Rock, Triple H, Hogan.
Yeah, it seems about right for me. Oh, look, for me, I'd purely just going off nostalgia. I'd have Hollywood Hulk Hogan in front of Charlotte, but I can understand Charlotte's probably a better looking and more accurate figure than Hollywood.
Definitely better looking than Hulk.
yes. I think the only reason Charlotte takes it is because of the robe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Without
Yeah.
that robe being a soft
If you're
goods,
basing
I
it-
think she's probably way lower on the list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful.
She doesn't have that jacket. She's not that great.
And then personally, I think that Ultimate Warrior is above Slaughter.
Yeah.
I'd personally, if we're counting everything, I'd put Slaughter at the very front probably, but I don't have it in hand, so it's hard to tell.
What do you guys reckon?
I'm happy the way it is. So Warrior, Slaughter, Doink.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Warrior and Slaughter are very much on the same level,
Hard to complain.
but I think
I
these
can
two
live
are
with that.
way better than Doink. Also,
I think the Chase Slaughter looks better than the main Slaughter as well. The black card looks better than the blue card.
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
you're basing it on the whole picture.
Fair enough.
That didn't take long.
All right.
Maybe it was just Chris was keeping us just
Yeah, see, it was bloody Chris no longer. Oh, no wonder it takes so long for your show, James.
Really good.
Chris,
Yeah.
Um,
Talk slow.
cool. Let's stop sharing that screen.
Man, that was
Oh,
quite painstaking, especially those first couple series. But we got there in the end.
James is like, I definitely needed 4 beers before doing this.
Are you off to go get 4 more?
No. Got to have dinner soon.
Oh, yeah, fair.
So
All right.
Dinner and then 4 more.
No.
You
No.
know the rules, Ruben. Eat before you drink.
That's the one.
Sweet. So, I guess because it's been a conjoint thing, let's just go around this square quickly. James, what would your personal favorite Ultimate be that's come out, and what would your Ultimate be that hasn't come out that you would like to see come out?
Sorry, could I interrupt you there before you say our answers? Please, those who are still watching, I don't know how many of you still are, please leave your opinions down below as well.
Yes.
And tell us your favorite Ultimate because, man, yeah, really do. Your opinion means just as much as ours.
Yes.
Look, I think
Sorry,
the current. No, it's okay. The current one. Well, even though I haven't got him in hand yet, I'd have to say Ric Flair. Ric Flair jumped out at me when I pre-ordered him. I have got the Macho. He's great, but Ric Flair seems to be head and shoulders. Just the accuracy of the face detail looks pretty incredible. My ultimate figure. Gosh, I'd love to see a Macho King.
Okay.
With the scepter and crown.
That'd be very cool.
Yeah.
What
Old school
about
Macho.
you, Alex?
Top Ultimate. I haven't got it in hand, but I definitely want to see what Sutton Slaughter looks like.
Yeah.
I've got Ric Flair, and that is mean. For one that I want to be made, Mick Foley, because I think you could have all three
Yes.
characters in one Ultimate with your accessories,
Good
possibly.
idea.
Yeah,
It'd
it
be a
could
hell-
happen. I think it would have to be a very low budget second figure, or like a
Yeah.
ringside exclusive by itself.
I'm just like looking in my Funko wall, trying to think of characters that I think like
Yeah.
a Mankind and Dude Love and that would be quite cool if you could have, because they could probably push the budget out because you're not going to build three figures. You could probably do it in one and have a shitload of accessories.
Yeah.
Or that could be like on another Back the Ring scenario where they do that as a set, like how they had Macho in the accessories kit. You get Mick Foley with three characters.
Yeah, that'd be very cool. What about you, Mr. Ruben?
Flair, currently, from what I actually have, I like Alex. That could change depending on what Sergeant Slaughter looks like in hand. If we ever get one, that's another question. I think
I'll let
Sergeant
you know in a few
Slaughter. Jesus, appreciate that, man.
No worries. Anything for you, Ruben.
In terms of what would be the best to come out, or what I think would be the best, an Undertaker 20-pack. There we go.
Oh, okay. I shouldn't have expected that. Any different answer.
Actually, I know what Matt will want for an Ultimate. He'll want like Eva Marie.
No.
That's what you. That's what you'd be keen on.
My favorite Ultimate was the Amazon exclusive Rock, but I think it will be Sergeant Slaughter once I have him in hand. In images, it looks absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Spot on. For something that I want to come out, I had something else in mind until you mentioned Undertaker. I would love to see a Paul Bearer Ultimate.
Ooh,
Yeah, that would be cool.
Before that, and it wouldn't happen now because of what Ric Flair's done, but I would have loved to have seen them complete Evolution in their ring gear and soft goods suits.
Yeah. A manager's line would be good too.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
yeah. But I think a Paul Bearer Ultimate, because you'd be able to give him everything that you need to have him with Undertaker or even Kane in an Ultimate Edition.
Wow. Oh, swappable heads with the attitude look for Paul. Oh man, yes. Man,
Ruben's like fizzing.
Because you could literally do like 3 or 4 different Paul Bearers in one Ultimate figure because he's a manager. So he doesn't have to have a high budget of other things.
You could do swappable ties. You could do like 3 or 4 different heads. You could do a Percy Pringle head. You could do. I'm going to stop.
Ruben's about to go have a heart attack.
I think he's going to have to go and knock one out, to be honest. He's that excited.
Calvin, definitely agree. Wolfpack, Nash, and Hall to go with that would be brilliant.
NWO 3-pack.
Yeah. There's so many things, and that's why I think it's disappointing for all of us. I think I can speak for that. They've done repeats so soon.
If they're going to do more current ones soon, which I read as a possibility, Randy Orton is due an Ultimate at some point. His attires aren't the most exciting, but Jesus, he is one of the best. Well, he's especially now, but one of the best of all time.
I'm surprised they haven't done AJ Styles.
Oh yeah. Man.
Yeah, that'll come. I think they've just done too many figures of him that they need to kind of give him a rest.
Right. Yeah.
And they've done so much that it's like, what one would you do in Ultimate?
A New Day 3-pack would be mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
James is like, these are all new people, so
I know who they are though. No, it'd be a good idea.
Even something that Alex and I have talked about, Vince McMahon. How cool would that be?
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
That would be one that everyone would just be all over, I think, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it would be like a Vince McMahon, how they drop Sergeant Slaughter, and it'd only be like there'd be a limited run to just make it even rarer. Like it'd be, I would make that the rarest Ultimate you could possibly have.
Yeah.
Because Macho is currently going to be the rarest because there's only 8,000 or whatever it was, 8,011 of them made. So trying to make Vince even rarer would be so much harder to get.
Yeah. It'd be great to see that Vince come out in the new generation arena.
That should have been like 10,000. We get to 10,000 and you get a Vince.
Yeah.
And I think they would have got 10,000 too.
Instead of 8,000 and you get shitty ring skirts.
To be fair, they could have, even at 10,000, because budget would be starting to get a bit tight on what they can allow. You could even put him out as an elite for that era of Vince, and people would still be happy with it. I think at 10,000, you'd
I
obviously
reckon
prefer
that-
the Ultimate.
So they should have made 5,000 and you back the ring and you get obviously Diesel. 7.5 was Doink, and then it should have been 10,000 at Vince. Like just flag the ring skirts or chuck that in as the 5,000 or just get rid of it. To be honest, there should have been one that
I'm very happy with what we are getting, but
100%. But there should have been like a tier where it just seemed unattainable, like something that was just astronomically you could not get to like 15,000, and that was Vince.
Yeah.
So
I guess. Well, I guess
in closing. Sorry. I was going to. We've really kind of been waffling along about stuff that James isn't that familiar about. What would that Macho be your favorite figure that you have in your whole collection, or if not, what would that be? What's your favorite figure in your entire collection?
That can't be the most favorite of your collection. We've seen pictures of your collection, and people would die to have your collection.
Look, for me, hands down, it'd be something from my Hasbro's. Look, my prototypes hold a very special place in my heart. They'd have to be my favourites. But I guess just for standard releases, my favorite Hasbro of all time is the bear hugging. So Series 2, Hulk Hogan bear hug. That's my absolute favorite figure.
You'll be buying the Rhythm and Blues, the fourth Greg that's coming out, wouldn't you?
No, I don't think so, because I was offered one probably 2 years ago, and I actually considered it. But for the amount of money, it was, I think it's worth it. But now that there's a fourth one that's come out, I'm glad I didn't.
What do you reckon that goes for? 20?
Look, I think the absolute diehards. Actually, you know what? To be honest, I can't see it going for 20. I really can't, because I know a lot of collectors around the world, and the ones that can afford to buy it have already got him.
Yeah.
So
Amos doesn't have one. Amos doesn't have it, and he can afford it. He lives in a gold-plated mansion these days. If you haven't seen his new house,
Bret Amos may get. I know he's sold up a lot, so he may be one.
Maybe that's what he's trying to get.
Well, he keeps his collection under the stairs like Harry Potter, so it's not that big anymore.
Unfortunately, my collection's all in boxes, so I can't really talk. But I just think that for me personally, and I have asked a lot of the collectors, and they disagree with me, but my opinion is that the prestige of that prototype, now that there's four of them, goes down a notch compared to the ones that they're either one of, or the ones that have never been discovered. So
well, I think it's like anything in collecting, right? The less there is, the more people want it, the more it's going to be a demand, and more it's going to be worth. You know, if everyone can get it, it's going to be worth nothing. And I think we collect for figure value, but when you're having that discussion, the more there is, the less it's going to cost.
Yeah. And I think with the Greg the Hammer, I know you know there's a price tag of 20K on it, you would think, but now there's a fourth one. Surely you'd think it wouldn't go for that much, because there's already.
I think, obviously, without knowing too much about the Hasbro's from a complete outside perspective, I think once you start to get above 6 or more, you'll start to see a decline in how much it's going to be worth, and that's purely based off of the card game. As soon as you start to get around that 10 or more of a card, you start to see it decline in value.
Yeah.
So I'm taking that logic over to your Hasbro game, prototype game, and that's where I'd be thinking. While it's under maybe 5 or 6, you might see it still retain value. But as it gets closer to 10, I think you'll start to see it slide.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I agree.
I want to know where this fourth one's been hiding for so long, because, like, you know,
probably in Bushy's basement with everything else he's got.
The fourth one was news to me. I had no idea they'd found a fourth. Was this brand new news, or what's going on here?
I
don't remember where it came from, but I remember Cardona talking about it.
It came up maybe like 2 weeks ago, James, in that pre-pro Facebook group.
There's a pre-pro Facebook group that recently just sold a Nasty Boys prototype, Bret Hart Series 4 prototype.
Yeah.
I
saw that.
What did that Bret Hart go for? It was like 7.3, wasn't it? Or 7.6?
Nah, 11 and a half.
Oh, was it? Jesus.
US.
Yeah, US.
Yeah,
Crazy, eh?
Yep.
absolutely
And then-
nuts.
And that's the second one that's surfaced.
Yeah.
All I can say is I'm glad I don't collect Hasbros.
So,
Yeah.
James, am I allowed to ask what prototypes you have, or is that kind of
Yeah, sure. No, for sure. I've got a so my I guess my collection, I collect series 1 to 4 Hasbros.
Yeah.
I've got a full loose collection, but my most nostalgic is series 1 to 4. I'm pretty strict with my rules.
Yes.
So I've got
as I've heard on your show.
yes. So I've got every figure mint on card from the series 1 to 4. I've got a green standard tag from series 1. I've got a green standard tag from series 1, 2, and 4. I need one for series 3, but I've got a like a foreign card type tag.
Yeah.
And then I've got a proof card from each series.
Oh wow!
What's a proof card?
So a proof card is basically what they would send their salesman out to promote to
Right.
stores, right?
Right.
So it's kind of the backing card without the figure on the card. And then I've
Basically,
got
so retailers can look at it and go, okay, we're going to need this much space to be able to have it.
That's right.
Yeah, gotcha.
That's right. And then I've got a hand-painted prototype from Series 2, which is Rowdy Piper. Series 3, I've got Sergeant Slaughter. Series 4, I've got British Bulldog. And
Right.
I've just secured one from the Series 1, but I can't say what it is yet. But stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yes. Yeah. No, that's cool. That's cool.
So you
Now,
did-
the reason I asked, if it was under lock and key is because I know some people that collect those like pre-production and prototypes keep it very quiet what they have because obviously it's
Yeah.
something you're not meant to have.
Yeah. Oh, look,
So
I don't mind sharing it.
So you didn't get in on the Bushy Jocker Series 1 set that he found, or did you buy
No. Look, as I said, I'm pretty strict with my rules. I've got what I need. I'm pretty much done with the Hasbro game. I don't need a Joska figure
No,
at this
good
stage.
question.
I'm pretty
And
sure we have a full set of those in New Zealand, but
Wow, nice.
I wonder who. As someone who is very, very young and never grew up with Hasbros, what's the difference between your Hasbros and your, what did you say, Alex?
Jocker.
What'd you call it?
It's just a brand. It's still they're still Hasbro's. It's an Argentinian brand that
What happened
Yeah.
though? Like, is it like us with international packagings?
Pretty much.
pretty much, yeah.
Gotcha.
But they only had Series 1, I believe. Is that right? And there was only 6 of them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was only Rick Rude, Jake the Snake, Demolition, Axe and Smash, Hogan,
Yeah.
Okay.
$1 million Man.
And so once you take it out of the package, it's the exact same figure. It's just the packaging. that has
Pretty
the
much.
logo on it.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty
That's
much.
cool.
I think card owner said that the quality wasn't as good. Like the quality of the figure was because he bought them from Bushy and his ex turned up and it was off the bubble. So he was irate with Bushy and Bushy sent him another one.
Right.
And he sold the other one in the major group for like $100.
Yeah, wow.
So, but I think
Wow.
he said the quality wasn't as good as the American style ones.
Bit different to the Fun School ones.
Yeah, like the quality of those is not great, is it?
Nah, they're terrible.
Right, it's 2.5 hours. I want to go to bed because I got work tomorrow.
Yes, I agree.
I gotta go have dinner.
James, thanks for joining us, and it was cool.
No,
to
pleasure.
get a bit of nostalgic chatting at the end there after you putting up with all this new school bullshit for 2 hours.
No, thanks for having me. It's been great. Jump onto the rest of the gigs.
before you get out of here.
Yeah.
What was that, sorry?
Any more final plugs for the Wrestling with Figs pod?
Yeah. Just new episode dropping on Tuesday, which would be the 28th. Download us on Apple, Spotify, or wherever else you listen to your favorite podcast. Check out our website, wrestlingwithfigs.com. We've got a summer merch dropping soon, which we've collaborated with the great man, John Lucas Reyes. So a bit of a Bash at the Beach themed inspiration.
Yes, and I'm sure if anyone wanted it, Mr. Amos will probably be getting it, so I'm sure he won't have any issues doing a combined thing. If
Sure.
you want to be like Ruben and save every cent on shipping.
It's pretty much shipping. We've organised at $20 shipping, whether you buy one item or everything. It's $20 shipping in New Zealand.
Wow,
Sweet.
that's deep. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Oh, there we go. We'll have to organise someone to do the group order then, so it only costs us $20.
Yeah, we'll keep you guys posted. Thanks for having me on, guys.
No,
thanks for
pleasure.
coming on.
And
Pleasure.
I guess on that note, I'm Matt, that's Alex, and below is Ruben. Thank you guys for tuning into this monstrosity of an episode that went way longer than it should have, as they always do. And we will see you guys next time.
Cheers, guys.
Get 'em all, I gotta get 'em all. 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 Wrestling collectibles, NZ competition tried, but now they on their deathbed. They just can't do it like this. And more things like Big Boss Man with the nightsticks. Got them basics, them Malik, got them retros. LJNs, them Galooms, and them Hasbros. What you want, new or old, you can get them here. Common finds or obscure stuff that's really rare. I gotta get all of the figures I grew up with. Back when Taker put Yoko in the casket. Need all my favorites, mint on card. Our community make sure that it isn't hard. Catch us at our locals, scoping what they got. I gotta scoop the latest figs before they get too hot. So I'ma watch my biggest stacks get taller. That ain't a prediction, that's a spoiler. Get 'em all, I gotta get 'em all. Get 'em all, get 'em all. I gotta get 'em all. Get 'em all, get 'em all. I gotta get 'em all. And once I got 'em all, then I gotta get some more. Get some more, get 'em all. I gotta get 'em all. Get 'em all, get 'em all. I gotta get 'em all. Get 'em all, get 'em all. I gotta get 'em all. And once I got 'em all, then I gotta get some more. Get some more. It's a figure frenzy on the off the burner. My member interview on YouTube, something you should turn up. Pre-show chats and the watch alongs. Start hard every time, then we finish strong. Pop Guardian for your exclusives. Killing retail with that new shit. Restocks of the same thing is the new sense. I need some mystery, like who's in retribution. New elite of that heat, that's a collectible. Ultimate edition drop, that's a collectible. Super 7 new figure, a collectible. A-Dub series 1 and 2, a collectible. New elite of that heat, that's a collectible. Ultimate edition drop, that's a collectible. Super 7 new figure.